Tune into Nationwide at 5 on Thursday, May 14 from 6 to 7 p.m. for the launch of Room for Improvement, the gap between public spending and child outcomes in Jamaica. Catch this and so much more on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Caribbean Policy and Research Institute.
Anywhere in the world, my day, my opportunity.
Yeah, me a keep me a everything I hear about me. Yeah, me did this the last week. Yeah, me a everything I hear about me. Bwoyatingz off a darker, everything we are talk. Nationwide 98 from everything else turn off. Wednesday night number 1 on the trending charts. I fit tune in when Kareem start talk.
Taboo topics, celebrity news and interviews, riveting discussions, Bwoyatingz After Dark, right here on Nationwide 90 FM with Kareem Bwoyatingz. You understand?
Unbelievable, Kareem.
Everything we are talk. Everything we are got. Bwoyatingz off a darker, everything we are got talk. Yeah, viral king, you know? Number 1.
All right. Check 1, 2, 3. It is your favorite day of the week. It is a Wednesday because it's time for Bwoyatingz After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM. You know we do this each and every Wednesday. I'm your host, Kareem Bwoyatingz, with us. Now, first thing first, as we observe Mental Health Awareness Month this May, tonight we really want to encourage people to check in with themselves and with each other, because truthfully, a lot of people are struggling mentally in silence while still trying to show up each and every single day like everything is okay. I know this firsthand. So yes, guys, check in with yourselves, but also check in with your loved ones, please, and thank you, because you don't know, people might be silently battling a lot of things. You understand? So tonight we're unpacking a very real topic. Am I failing or am I too hard on myself? Now, in today's world, it feels like everybody's winning except you. Oftentimes we're too hard on ourselves. We may see our family and friends doing well and wonder, why not me? Now, social media is filled with success stories, relationships, businesses, luxury lifestyles, and achievements, while some people are just trying to survive mentally without falling apart. And a lot of us are carrying pressure quietly, pressure to succeed early, pressure to constantly improve, and pressure to have life all figured out. And when things don't go as planned, we begin doubting ourselves, overthinking, comparing our lives, and questioning our worth. Especially young people and creatives, because sometimes the very dream you love can also become the thing draining you mentally. Now, joining us tonight is Dr. Sonia Wynter, licensed associate clinical psychologist, who will be helping us, to unpack burnout, self-doubt, imposter syndrome, and the pressure so many people silently carry each and every day. We'll also be joined by communications professional, host, and motivational speaker Tiffany Price, who will be sharing her perspective on navigating pressure and expectations in today's world. So, here's tonight's question. Is the pressure to succeed destroying people's mental health? Once again, is the pressure to succeed destroying people's mental health? That is our question of the night. I would love to hear from you guys tonight, especially on this here topic. It's like our mental health check-in episode that, we do as much as we can. So I would love for you guys to call in. I would love for you guys to use the hashtag on Twitter to also drop your comments in the YouTube chat, which we are live on YouTube right now at Nationwide Live. You understand? But before we get into tonight's discussion, let's recap last week's Mother's Day episode. We spoke about a mother's job is never done, and it was one of my favorite episodes yet, to be honest with you. But as per usual, we do have a recap for you. Here we go.
When I had my daughter, I had her at 17. Don't ask me, never have no business fasting, but did fast. I'm a fast, and here we are. But I had my daughter at 17, and it has been her ever since.
Mm-hmm.
I've
children. My youngest child is a special needs child, so that takes much more out of you than having a normal child. Mm-hmm. So you will never be able to stop mothering a special needs child.
You'll never stop being a mother. You'll never stop caring. You'll never stop worrying. Do I feel like I have to give my every single thing. No, but I feel like it's a lot of sacrifice.
I do think that mothers do give too much of themselves. I feel like sometimes, because you're never not a mother, right? If you're a good mother, I talk about that, you understand?
Karim, I don't think it would ever be unhealthy, because as a mother, you never stop loving your children.
But if Auntie Man could cook every day,
yes,
7 days of the week.
That's the thing now. If I cook for her 7 days of the week, she could go off in the world thinking that I'm going to cook for her 7 days.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, but look at it though. I have.
Me not come off
No, but my child is there and she's functioning quite fine.
Right.
The man is not going to step up. Then, as a mother, you have to. So if you have to leave the kids to go make that bread, then you have to, because I don't only going to be tired, but there is some reward in the exhaustion, especially if you see that, okay, your child's doing well. If it's a special needs child that you have, you're going to see that, okay, they're making progress and it's because of you. So what are you going to do? You just...
Yeah, well, yeah. So once again, if you've missed that or any of our episodes, you guys can go over to our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM Live, and watch it. And the people that are over there right now, just make sure to like the video, like the live, please, and thank you. And comment. The more comments, the more like, the more visibility. That's what, how the algorithm works. You understand? DJ Jerome, well, go on. You were off today, so you should be well rested.
Always. All when I'm not off.
Oh, you're not off.
Yeah, man.
You're well rested. But everything good, though.
Indeed. The best thing you can do.
Indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, may I tell you. So what are you thinking of playing tonight for the Vibes Up segment? Always stay.
I'm here wondering and pondering.
Pondering.
Stick by the theme.
Yeah. No, man, someone want to motivation, man. May I tell you? Well, I can speak for myself. Like, the burnout is real and it has been real. You understand? So this topic came right in time. You need a motivation and little, upliftment and little ting. So,
don't worry about it.
You understand? Yeah, so DJ Drum on the ones and twos. It's now time for our Vibes Up segment. Here we go.
Yo, Things Nation, are the original resident DJ, Donna V, and you're entering the Vibes Up segment on Bwoyatingz After Dark, only on Nationwide 90 FM. You see that?
You're rocking with Jamaica's finest,
the one and only DJ Jerome Brom.
Move to the groove with the baddest DJ Jerome, the Shell Boss in the mix.
Mini. You can never have nothing if you don't work hard. Can't achieve nothing if you don't work hard. Hard work, Now make no money if you don't work hard. Oh, yo. Hustler, baby, you know that I'm me. Some real star girl like Gwen Stefani. Artists across through the world pray for me. Pay for them song, them play mine, them play for free. They must say me too flat, but I like that. Heard a driver and me a the pilot. Any boy violate. Yeah, this unruly. Don't try that. Some of them no want work, not even buying data skirt. Hustling and my grandma work hard to take care of Rihanna. Boy, you know why help your mother. You know why help your brother. You vex every time you see a youth. I climb up the ladder. You can't just a high girl. God over destiny. You can tell me say I'm on in your time. Why? Strong I know, yeah. Strong I know. I fight them, I fight when I rise, man, I rise. Most time I negative things, go man advertise. Bad news, go man, them love televise. More time them have to wonder if me vulcanize. Calm and strong I know, strong I know. And truly strong I know.
Count your blessings.
Not nice, strong I know. Unruly stronger now, stronger now. Well, today is a new day. Give thanks to life. All praises to the Lord, me safe and me sanctified. Nah, make them stress me. Me a wall of vibe. With red boom, TJ and moon in my bona fide. And the Lord is around us. The blessings surround us. They don't care who like me. They just a go and show love. And the Lord is around us. The blessings surround us. They don't care who like me. They just a go and show love.
Girl, try.
Come from.
You can't believe.
Good thing that got
no,
me.
Enough for them want you dead and gone, but everywhere you go, you hold your head and gone. You know me happy see me one band, so when them see me on the top, you know me one gone. Goodbye to me haters. Soon, my friends. Me a pray for Jamaica. Me soon, again. It's hard to be away from the land you love. No matter what in the world, a Jamaica land we love. When just while I'm fresh and I'm feeling right. The dogs check me with the cars and bikes. We time up in the broad daylight. Let's show some love, love. Them same ones, so them are your friends too. Let me tell you this. I don't remember you, and I don't intend to.
Well, I know that to me. My good friend got on the enemy. Dead and gone, I say me tree. Totally out of memory. Well, I know that to me. No, what's me friend for real. Well, I know that to me. Well, I know.
Money can't buy life. Money can't buy health. Money can't buy respect. You have to know real wealth. No for them fall because them too hype. And them want with the fruits and the fruits never ripe. Got a youth on the day in the night. And a you fight all of me fight. And I run through struggle with all of me might. You know see I don't know where you come from. Get a youth, I want where you come from. Yeah, we proud of where we come from. And we could have never watched them assumption. Nothing no come easy. We fight for everything. And yes, I've seen the rising and the fall of many kings.
Not just friend, not just devil. Them a pray hard, till you get devil. If you not just BS, don't just trouble. Human being not just stable. It be moving anti-social. And real gangsta no beg boy weed. We buy. Anyhow, I don't beg for no. It is my best friend. And me no want see no next friend, dog. My best friend. Some boy where you talk and I lick me not trust them. It is my best friend. You know. They don't know my story. They just know my sound. They don't know how far I'm coming from. They don't know my story. They just know my sound. They don't know how far. Oh, them a go like me not hungry before. Oh, them a go like me not stumble before. You have to make it when you're humble for sure. Crips in a cup and none around me a pour. Oh, them a go like me born in the riches. Oh, them the one man asleep on the floor. But from a band me say me gone for the riches. Mommy no worry me can't dead boy. So them now one on them switch up. No for me girl them born me before. But I've seen at the place when me bad up. Why start me never run away before. And even when me roll into the party, I feel bring that to for sure. Them would all love to see up on the man feel like a champ right now. Smiling to the bank right now, yeah. Man shining on the plans right now. Start up to be my hand drive out, yeah. So me have to give thanks to the worst pass. Every time I touch a plane, now we're first class. No boy did I say me never reach nowhere. No more Jenna day in a them girl dance. No man on every girl and you title. Patience are the key to survival.
Me say me know where me a come from, yeah. So me know where me a go. You see the road where me a come from, yeah. Yeah, the promise tomorrow. Me say me know where me a come from, yeah. Changes. Man I talk about changes in life. Jump on a plane if me like. Mommy now complain she alright. Changes in life. No more pain in her eyes. Pocket full of dead face we are. everything gonna make sense soon. Take a band-aid and put it over the wound. Tell them yellow moon. Well. No man don't perfect, no we have our vices and our plans. They want me to stumble, I go so hard, I take no pass. Even if I fumble, don't laugh, just yet young boss in charge. Man born fi do this stuff, you wanna day a fi the yard. No give me no talk, me want it fast. Left from my school and straight up me turn a pass. No give me no talk, young lad. Jump in the aircraft, push start to take off. No give me no talk, me want it fast. Now time for you, say wait, give me 1 year. No give me no talk, young boss.
Johnny, you can't stand well. Vendetta, the struggle only make you better. Them right we off like a letter, but we still a trendsetter. The pain of the fight, all the hate, all the lies done me, I see my do what me love. Push me another time, never sing another rhyme. Cut me now, you good and I see no blood. Ready up again, pain and heartbreak. Shut me night for my love. All of me life experiences, things when me go through for real, build me up as a top. Why say them bad? Why wine and gain? But now the time to chase. Good time to say me love the girl, the man, the artist is sexy and clean. But when I got nothing when up in a canteen. Do you see me all the while, when make you do the run, eh? Chat and one of my internet name. Well, madam, nothing personal, I just want the top stage. Let me tell you, the pain of the fight, all the hate, all the lies done me, I see my do what me love. Push me another time, never sing another.
Oh, not stop, someone for way.
But them cuss, but them go and complain. One of them pressure coming out again. Stress can't get me off of your brain. Take you deep to run far from me name. Them quarreling and them balling, no they want see. Now let me game. Balling and them quarreling, no they want fit. Now let me game. Me ride them chest so high. Them want tape and a cable guy. 3 pints like them all cry. Set the slow down, we have to them fly. No, them a must have them. Them a keep us connect. Step ahead of them and here's some fun spot. Them they want we up. Who cut and come back with the formula. Have everybody speechless like Michael Jackson song, you know. When we are work, them did a laugh, you know. No blood in me, I even dance in me heart, you know. Find the formula. Finna keep money to me formula. Yeah, just the formula. Them they want me here, leave me alone, no life book here. Just a go fi do the job, I want me done get the out of here. Me live me young life without no fear. And if me go away, tell my fans them no cry, no tear. My legacy will never die, I swear. Them a ball already, I'm a devil, I'm a prime, I swear. Come like a bomb before my time, I swear. Them say them a put in the book, me know them they want me here. Who put and come back with the formula. Have everybody speechless like Michael Jackson song, you know. When we are working, they laugh, you know. No blood in the tell you I was lying. Yeah, me did right, she give me it. She just see the right. Told you I was right. Yeah, me did right. My mama tell them me never feeling vibes. Told you I was right. Yeah, me did right. Them boy don't bad, them just act like. Told you I was right. Yeah, me did right. Now look at my life. We're going harder than harder. We're getting larger and larger. It's like we're growing to no father. Time flies so faster. No respect to the boss. Still not find a woman at all or remind me of my mother. Boy. One time I did know check up this evening. Vendetta never catch my feelings. We might have deal, but we not in no dealings. Vendetta never catch my feelings. Feelings. Yeah, babe. All me want right now is just some company. Nobody fi stress me, nobody will fi call me. Anytime you want me, you can just swing it for me. Why you company? Love me from time to time, but you don't own me. Me no belong to you, baby. Cause I'm one right now, I just company. But no one, nobody just want your body. All me want now, I just your company. Me no belong to you, baby. You with me, don't want your girl, me just want company. Me want your company. Hey. Some man don't want share them girl, what do them brother? Ya? You feel she a go want you alone, you lick it, ya. Look on the shirt for me, I wear, look on them leather, ya. Look on chakra cards, look on them cheddar, ya. After she go home, you know the regular. Anytime when you mess around, that me dead for. You wanna see how when she brother, you wanna see what me get down red, brother. Or whenever she vex with you and she a let out the pressure. Whenever I'm ready for. Whenever 3 o'clock at night when she takes me on the cellular. Whenever I'm ready for. She tell me say you loud and an hour and nearly dead enough. She tell me you have a problem living. Try no one serious, hey. I want somebody what I want. I want somebody to see me today, tomorrow, then no call me. When me there yesterday, no ask me. Me too busy, I worry about myself and money. 1 gallon, 2 gallon, 3 gallon, 4. Touch that and still want some more. Regular gal go and come through the door. Sexy, I want nothing more. You feel like you're in love, me been there before. Me go the last year on a tour. Say she want with my clothes. Me tell her no, hey.
Anybody kill them, stop, tell one to give me the contact. Tell some boy don't try violate. So me a rain day, more girl for me and DNA. No, inna me DNA, this bad man.
I am way up. I like the 4th of July. From a pretty girl roll up, shooting me shot like Hawaii.
One month a girl me have, yeah. Number don't lie, yeah. One month keep me young, yeah. Number don't lie, yeah. One month I respect we are, yeah.
Extra lessons. I know everybody got to listen someone need listen, someone need extra lessons. Well, yo Frost, yeah, hear me? Them man no girl is free. Let me tell you something if you never know idiot boy and you make she know me. Carry news to gal and a bad man style, na. Mama dashing.
Yes. DJ Jerome on the 1s and 2s. You know, it's a Vibes Up segment right here on Bwoyatingz After Dark. And if you're just joining us, welcome to the show. You're not late. And if you're on YouTube at Nationwide 90 FM Live, just go on, click the like button, please. Share it to the friend them. Go on, comment in the chat and all these things. I understand me, it boosts the algorithm. And if you're just joining us once again, tonight we're talking about, am I failing or I am too hard on myself? And our question of the night is the pressure to succeed destroying people's mental health? Now, you know, at this time of the show is just the, the roll call for the persons that are here early to class tonight. And I'll just jump over on YouTube real quickly. And the first person, as per usual, big up yourself. Paul Peart is there. I'm seeing Bagwell over there as well. Dark Empire is there. David Nebar is there as well. Big up yourself, David. Yantan. Donna K, big up yourself. Who else? Urel Brown, Flavor Biggie. Big up on yourself, you know, man. Kemar Smith, also? Yeah, man. Big up yourself too, my G. Let me just jump over on... I don't even have this. Okay, let me just jump over on X and just see what I go on over here. Let me just see. Boy, one thing with Twitter and this hashtag. Oh, Jerome, who are those two persons that you were telling me about earlier? Where them work? Them work at Portmore on Big Bay Plaza? Two of them. Always lucky, every night. Me not hear you in the microphone, my boy. Plug in the car there and run this and see what I'm going. No, sir, I'm not here. I don't know if I'm me. No, sir. But anyways, right? Yeah. So both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
Them say, big up you.
Yes.
So, no, I think he came up because we had about some relationship thing.
Yes.
Yo, why you sound like Karim Bwoyatingz?
Yeah.
Right away.
Wow.
He's so self-centered.
Whoa.
More than everybody.
So them self-centered, okay.
I'm gonna say, yo, listen to me. I said,
yes.
Yourself first.
That is it. You have to choose you first.
You sound just like him. Listen to me every Wednesday.
Listen to me every Wednesday. Yeah. Big up on yourself. Jerome is not remembering y'all's name, but just big up on yourself. The two of you know. What is the store name? Big Bay. Yeah, man. Yeah, son. Big up on yourself. Two ladies. Yeah. Two ladies. Big up on yourself. And thank you so much for listening. Yeah, son. I know people listen to the show. They may not be over YouTube. Yeah, son. But I know for them listen. Them silently see the show. But big up on yourself. See me. You understand? The two wonderful workers at Big Bay in Portmore Plaza. Portmore Mall. Is it Portmore Mall? Portmore Mall. Yeah, son. Big up on yourself. I appreciate you always. Over on X, I'm seeing Dark Empire over there. And I think, yeah, man, Dark Empire, big up yourself, my boy. I would also just say Floyd is there. I'm also seeing Tara's Queen. It's been a minute. I'm seeing Lady Loud too. It's been a minute. I'm seeing Kurt Dean. Yeah, so just big up on yourself. Thank you always for tuning in. You understand? Once again, Electro Squad official. You say, make me register market tonight, man. You understand? Me do my school work, so I can't too chat in here. But yeah, big up yourself, Electoral Squad official. Yeah, you understand? Yes. Our two guests that will be joining us later on. Dr. Wynter, who is a licensed associate clinical psychologist, and also Tiffany Price, who is a motivational speaker, communications professional, host, bugger things. You understand me? That's what we're going to be talking about. It's our mental health check-in episode tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's the DJ German ones and twos. Hold on, somebody else is here. Elaine Williams says, hi Kareem. Good evening. You're doing the right topic. That's exactly how I feel. Yeah, Elaine, welcome to my club. That's how I've been feeling for the past couple of weeks, but I've been trying to come out of the slum. You understand? Been very, very out of it. But you have to show up every day just the same way. I know it's going like say you're happy and things. You understand? But where there's a will, there's a way. And big up Father God up in heaven always. You understand what I say? DJ Drummond ones and twos, ladies and gentlemen.
Failure no in my thing, no. Get to youths, go for the goal, we been a win. Failure no in my thing. If you're living a bonus, you're still a queen, you're still a king. Failure no in my thing. Seems like a man style creating a help a human. Give them a role, if them want a human. Take what they want and gone. Me not sure if them a brand. Yeah, you're highly blessed from you have God in you. Friend, we sell you out, you are so it go. It's a reason why me name the unruly boss. Send them a forever. What me do? Lift me name now hurt like a king. Tell her lift what I think. Boy, you be get. I know me alone at the world not a sing. Enough money, broke pocket that a sin. Bad man, get up a pin. What a pin, don't want to deep like a win. Cash a swing, bend the big la, live la, track it in. Put it up our feet, up it in, wack it dip. Hack it dip. From me a juvenile and the money I call. Me call my daughter pick up Benz and my son in a Hardy. You them not for up in the body. One of them I call me legend and me no pass party. Oh my God, me say forget it when you're young and hearty. My priority straight, me no broke and party. Couple hours over, someone want for a laugh shot. Me get the money load like me want to she a no love, she a sell, me know the God cast me. And nobody no know, cause me no talk. A while, none of my darkness saucy. Me can find the kind, me say no boy, no flossy. With the beast was sharpy, pull up and park it. Now for life, dog, show up that shortly. Love of my life, yo, and the money my wife. See up, I'm watching me can't see on them life, them. Like I'm hurt, strong, check my back paper.
From the biggest tracks to the biggest energy, Nationwide keeps it moving. If you love the vibes, come and lock in with us for real.
World boss, leave a prison could stop me.
Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Practice, God me say yo watch you over me practice.
What happens when a nation invests in its children, but the outcomes still fall short? Join the conversation inside Nationwide at 5 on Thursday, May 14 from 6 to 7 p.m. for the report launch of Room for Improvement, the Gap Between Public Spending and Child Outcomes in Jamaica. Hosted by the Caribbean Policy and Research Institute in partnership with UNICEF Jamaica, the launch will seek to examine the disconnect between public spending on children and child outcomes across Jamaica. So tune in to Nationwide at 5 on Thursday, May 14 from 6 to 7 p.m. for the launch of Room for Improvement, the Gap Between Public Spending and Child Outcomes in Jamaica. Catch this and so much more on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Caribbean Policy and Research Institute.
Turn up the heat with Hot Listing, Nationwide 90 FM's new on-air and online classifieds feature. If you have a car for sale, room for rent, or yard sale come up. If you look at work or need stuff. If you provide a service, make it a Hot Listing, Nationwide 90 FM's new on-air and online classified segment. Your listing plays again and again. From morning till evening. You sing it, we play it. You say it once, Jamaica hears it all day, every hour. Contact our sales team now at 876-630-1210 or sales at nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Hot Listings on Nationwide 90 FM, a new revolution in media.
It's so cool, praise the Most High God every day with your whole heart and desire. Lift the mind, holy, 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 holy Mount Zion, Lord, let's sing.
Moments of drama tonight.
When I done that shit, we could stand. Mock chop 20 buzzing as it same. And I used to own the Wynter, now me living out my dream. Shut down pants, spot shows, I'm a clean shot. Make it some specializing out of morning pain, yeah. Been around it, shed some tears, to me never run it. That about pressure, be for pressure. Everything off for the big time. With a friend with a scold the moment. And I'm thinking what I feel, but we take off. Just like the space rocket in the breeze. I saw J that. Bird and everybody kid and said world record. Pray dinner. To go see for big dinner. And I'm used to tell myself when I can make it look, but now we can't percent it. One more broke the way them treat the bad, we can't forget it. Yet that's looking so pathetic. Man, the bones can't intercept it. If you win the championship, as a junior come up, you know we never have this. Prestige on the spotlight, fans I celebrate my life, I go on with the top line.
You're talking about a sensation that runs the nation and every radio station. Bwoyatingz, the girls them king.
Weep over my soul. Blessed love, disillusion of the message. Remember Bwoyatingz after that. When I need motivation.
What up, it's your boy Omi representing for Kareem Bwoyatingz. Pick up yourself, my youth. Omi, I'm out. Oh!
This is Marcia Griffiths, and I'm representing for Kareem Bwoyatingz for Bwoyatingz After Dark on Nationwide 90 FM.
Alright, check the eye. Who said that? Lisa Hyper. I'm here to represent for Bwoyatingz After Dark.
What time is it? It's After Dark with Kareem Bwoyatingz. Nationwide 90 FM. Yes.
After trees, Bwoyatingz After Dark is the place to be. Yeah, you don't know, so this is the voice of Jazzy representing for Bwoyatingz After Dark.
Bzz, it's the thing I want to be, and you're listening to Bwoyatingz After Dark. This half hour, we talk about all the buzz this past week. It's the What's Buzzing segment. Yeah, let's go.
Now tonight's episode is proudly sponsored by SuperMed Family of Pharmacies, where it's always super happy, super healthy, SuperMed. Now the aim of this group of pharmacies is obviously to provide patrons, with first-class facilities. They have retail sale of pharmaceutical and medical goods, decor items, cosmetics, toiletries, etc. Now the SuperMed Family of Pharmacies consists of 6 locations across eastern Jamaica. Their main location is at UNDN Pharmacy, where they they offer remittance and bill payment services. Their emphasis is placed on providing customers with wide choices at reasonable prices in aesthetically pleasing surroundings. Discounts are provided for the elderly and also other special needs group, and they also offer blood pressure checks to patrons needing this facility. Once again, it's always super happy, super healthy, super med. Welcome back to Bwoyatingz After Dark. You know, my name is Bwoyatingz Weathers, and tonight we are doing our little mental health check-in. You know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and as we try our very best on this show, you know, is to sprinkle, you know, some mental health conversation as much as possible, as much as we can. So tonight is that show, and our question of the night is, and I would love to hear from you all. So if you're at your yard right now, you're not a credit, bar some credit, because I wanted to call in tonight. It's a dialogue, it's a conversation, you know, tonight. I pour, you pour, we all learn. So our question is the pressure to succeed destroying people's mental health? I can't wait to get into it. I really can't. But anyways, if you're, you know, tuned in across Jamaica, all 14 parishes, big up on yourself. If you're on the app or on the website, I do thank you. If you're there at work, if you're at God work, if you're up on the road, taxi man, bus man, hairdresser, wherever you may be, big up on yourself, man. Yeah, and I appreciate it wholeheartedly. If you're up on YouTube massive, you know, the Nationwide family, we can't do it without you all. And Things Nation on Twitter, even though y'all have been slacking, man, I ask you. But big up on yourself same way, you understand? Love and light always. Now, for the What's Buzzing stories, the first up, Speed sells Jamaica. Now, the internet sensation and YouTuber I Show Speed has brought major international attention to Jamaica following his recent visit to the island, with millions tuning in across multiple platforms during his live-streamed Caribbean tour. With nearly 54 million YouTube subscribers, Speed explored several locations across Kingston and St. Catherine, including Pienland, Port Royal, the Bob Marley Museum, Devon House, and the National Stadium, where he interacted with students from Excelsior High and the Jamaica College, of course. He also linked up with local entertainers including Beanie Man, Sean Paul, Gyptian, Shensia. There were so many. But before that, the whole dancehall, you know, was out for that. According to the Director of Tourism, Donovan White, the exposure has given Jamaica massive visibility among younger travelers, especially Gen Z audiences who increasingly rely on influencers and live stream content when deciding where to travel. The Jamaica Tourist Board facilitated Speed's arrival with a VIP welcome and logistical support, though officials noted they did not directly plan his itinerary. That's a lie. The tourism officials say the visit highlights the growing impact of live stream tourism, where destinations gain global exposure through authentic, real-time online content rather than traditional advertising. Let me just say I loved it. I was on my social media break that I'm still on. But now I consume nothing. Let me look at mental health break there because I really need it. But I had to watch it. I really had to watch it. And I was so pleased with Jamaica. He visited, I think, 15 countries, DJ Jerome. Yeah. And I think after Jamaica, he went to one of the B's. Was it Bahamas? I think it was Bahamas. I think he went to Yemen, the blue place. As I call him, Aquafina. So he went to Aquafina, Bahamas, right after. But I think he should have ended it at Jamaica, to be honest. Jamaica did their thing, chicken wing. Big up to the government. Big up to JTB. Big up to the ministries that created this experience for him. And apparently a lot of people are complaining about how curated it was. And the man could have streamed for 24 hours. It had to be curated. It would have been mass hysteria out the door. Pandemonium outside if he never did that, speak to the government officials and they curated his itinerary. So when I caught on, Jerome, I'm not sure if you watched the entire thing. Did you?
Some, because we were on.
We were at the outside broadcast at Swallowfield Primary and Infant School. Yeah. But right after that, at 3 o'clock, I went on and I watched every single thing till it done.
Everything?
I never come off. Like, I was driving home, I eat my dinner, I bathe.
Everything.
I was logged on until the drone show. And it was so intentional. Yes, obviously there were one or two little, like impromptu stops that he made. Like when he went to the hairdresser shop, like obviously that wasn't planned. But every stop he was at obviously was planned. KFC, his father was also there. His father traveled outside the United States for the first time and he met his father in KFC. Valiant carried him to met him at KFC. Then he went, so I came on when he was at Tasties. Then he went to the National Stadium and he did a relay with JC, of course, and other schools.
See what you did there.
I think Excelsior was there. I know other schools were a part of it because even though the stream didn't show that, but the stadium announcer, he called a couple other athletes' names who were part of the relay. And like they jogged.
Yeah.
The high schoolers jogged that. Like if you watch back the stream, they were jogging. Like the last leg, all of them did a jog. And I think because they really wanted him to, get a win. You understand what I'm saying? So the head coach of JC, Dwayne Johnson, he facilitated that. And it was good. He met Auntie Babsy, Beaneman, then picked up from there. And then they went to Bob Marley Museum. I particularly loved that segment. It was very educational.
Fresh.
But everything was good, bro. Then he went to Devon House, met with Shensia. Them cooked some ackee and saltfish. Him taste some food. One thing I can say, I know Speed have colic. Like, I not ask Christ. Like, right now, Speed must have... Speed eat, man.
I don't know how him do it.
Speed eat. Speed eat everything inside. And then... Again, back to how curated and intentional it was. Obviously, there was a makeshift party for him to experience dance. So, Ding Dong was there, the boom dancers were there, and then right after that, he hurried away to the drone. Let me show you how Jamaica makes sense as a country, bro. So, when they were about to show the drone, they were asking the security only have his mother and his father on camera with him. I said, so what is that go on now? Yeah, so what kind of excitement this? And then you saw the Jones show. And that shot alone, just how intentional again our country is. Makes sense, bro. With his family. You know what I'm saying? Like his father, his mother, and him. That was the last shot. They showed the Jamaica flag, obviously. They had I Show Speed written out and then his face. Then the stream ended. After the stream ended, he went back into the party. And then the day after, he was still in Jamaica. He went to Blue Hole. He was in St. Anne. So him get the touristy things. Yeah, that's what I say. But a great showing. Right after the live, I think it was 2.8 million viewers in total. If only understand the reason, that is the reason. Yeah, that's what I mean. That is marketing at its best. And we showed out and showed off and showed out. And I'm sure a lot of people know, a lot of tourists would want to experience Jamaica in Kingston as well. Because them sister, there are a lot of things in Kingston to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So let's big up I Show Speed and big up to everybody. Nicholas Campbell says approved. Yeah, man. Yeah, it did make sense, man. It did make a bag of sense. You know what I'm saying? Now to the next story. KSAMC says highly offensive billboard featuring fishnet-clad legs removed after public backlash. The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation says a controversial billboard in Rockfort, Eastern Kingston, was removed less than 24 hours after public backlash over what many described as inappropriate and offensive content. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't seen the billboard is on our screen there. The advertisement promoting a product branding Rude Boy Original featured a bottle placed between raised legs in fishnet stockings and high-heeled boots alongside the slogan, Drink Rude. KSAMC Chief Executive Officer Robert Hill said the corporation agreed the billboard was highly offensive and issued a 24-hour notice for its removal after the sign was brought to their attention on Thursday. While noting that the corporation does not regulate creative advertising content, the KSAMC is encouraging businesses to exercise better judgment and be more mindful of the material displayed in public spaces, emphasizing that advertisements should reflect respect for the wider community and diverse audiences. Jerome, your thoughts? And Cody, quickly jump in the studio real quick because I would love to hear your thoughts also from a marketing standpoint. But Jerome, your thoughts about the backlash?
No.
You have a pod?
No, I think about pass.
Yeah, boss?
Yeah.
Okay.
They say if you're not good for say, they, you know, say.
We'll go over this to the Cody.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts about the backlash about the... Alright, firstly, do you find it offensive?
The content? No, but I don't think it should be on a billboard. I feel like it's just too big to be out there. The legs are very suggestive. The bottle in between the legs is very suggestive. I just feel like the content itself could have been smaller somewhere else, but I feel like it being on a billboard for so many kids to see it, yeah, I don't really like it. But otherwise from that, it never really bothered me until all the backlash. So it gave off, everybody's opinionated now because everybody is saying something. And then they took it down because of the backlash. Because genuinely, I feel like it couldn't have gone up really without somebody giving it an okay. So it's just a backlash.
I understand that point of view because it's a pretty big billboard.
It is huge.
And a lot of children.
The legs are huge.
I don't think they was thinking about children either. I think it was a what's it called? What's that word?
Strategic.
Yes, that word.
People saying how
I think it's a strategic
it did what
move
they wanted it to do. They put it up and
because I'm no first
hearing about this brand. So everybody's going to wonder.
Yeah,
I didn't.
People were saying that they did it just to get what they wanted out of the situation.
I don't think they did it for that.
No. They spent a lot of money on that.
Yeah.
They didn't just put that up for 24 hours.
No. They did it obviously, with
the intention for it to be up.
Thoughts of it being up for a long time. Here's the thing. Because I'm old enough to remember, and while Scotty was talking, I was trying to think about the Slam Condoms campaigns, if they were on billboards or whatever, because I'm old enough to remember conversations about Slam Condoms and how derogatory they are, like the commercials, the ads, whatever. But I'm really trying to remember, when I know I remember 200, but I try to remember if they were like backlash about a particular billboard that Slam Condoms did back in the day. But I mean, people had all right to be, outraged about it. And I'm glad that KSAMC, got on it immediately and, within 24 hours, they're done. Yeah. All right. I'll just jump to this final story. Faye Ellington criticizes vulgar songs on Hill and Gully rhythm. Now, Jamaican media personality and cultural expert Faye Ellington is speaking out against what she describes as a slack and vulgar rise of Jamaica's cultural heritage in the revived Hill and Gully rhythm produced by Stephen McGregor. In a video posted to YouTube, Ellington said she was deeply hurt by the way elements of the traditional Jamaican folk song Hill and Gully Rider were being used in some dancehall tracks featured on the rhythm. Now, the project, which has gained traction since late April, includes songs from artists such as Massacre, Elephant Man, Valiant, Governor, and others. Ellington questioned whether artists were sacrificing cultural respect for popularity and online attention, arguing that Jamaica's heritage should be protected and treated with greater care. She also compared the issue to altering the national anthem, saying some cultural symbols should not be turned into vulgar entertainment. And I have to agree to disagree, and I would have spoken about this at great length on the E-Zone, today's Wednesday, on Monday. And my thoughts still remain. I know that Miss Ellington, which I respect and I love, she also, I think, made a comment based on what our producer, showed us. She commented on the video that was posted by Nationwide, based on myself and Honeybee's comments. And let me see if we can find back the comment, because somebody had sent it. Right, so she was basically saying, double entendres, double meaning is quite different from some of the lewd lyrics in dancehall. I'm happy that you both are discussing this, because what I was basically saying, essentially, I agree that the content of the lyrics are very lewd and vulgar, crass and crude. I agree, because some of the songs them make no sense.
Yeah.
But that's what dancehall is. Dancehall has always been that. Yeah. But what I don't agree with, if it is that you are going to say the lyrics are just vulgar. Let us, have some diversity. Fine. But I don't want us to pretend and to behave as if that mento and folk music are they don't have lewd undertones. Let us not pretend as if that a lot of the folklore songs and some of the mento songs that are so cultural, that we listening to it with grown ears. We realize that some of them sang we're not supposed to sing them in the first place. And I understand that double entendres and it being directly vulgar are totally two separate things. But when we're going to speak about culture and we're speaking about the lewdness of what our culture now represents, let us not pretend as if that some of those same folklore songs that you guys are saying that we should be preserving our culture with weren't lewd. I'm gonna give you two songs for homework. We might love for listen. The Jolly Boys did a song called I think it was Long Bamboo.
Bro, just the name alone.
Yeah. Because you know me, like I don't just talk about things, you understand?
Do the research.
I make sure it's me. When me I do it do, me do it do. Yes. You understand? Yes. So the Jolly Boys, they have something named Ripe Tomato, and they also have something named Big Bamboo. And then let us not pretend about Carmi Akago Lingsted Market. Let us not pretend. And again, yes, it wasn't directly lewd. However, if we're talking about the context and content of our songs today, yes, some of them is them very out of order. But I want us to be very honest. Let us not cosplay I care so much for the culture, and let us preserve the culture as if when Mento nobody come out, radio could have nobody play Mento Academy. I said these are out of other stuffs. Like, let us not. Am I the only person remembering these things even though I wasn't alive? Like, am I the only person who really pay attention to the history of our music and the things that we were taught? And as I would have also said on Monday on the show, I'm challenging everybody, all of us, especially people with a platform who are saying we need to be preserving our culture. I want to, if we're going to school them, I'm going to teach about the culture in high school, free of cost. Like, I don't want to now wait till I get one paycheck. You understand? I want to start from the primary school level. I want to go to the tertiary level. I want to have one course. Ensure that you are there to teach the kids a lesson about our culture, right? So that we can preserve said culture. Because I feel like when it is... We're fake conservatives, and I hate the way that we are as a generation. I hate the way that we are as a society. I hate the way that we are, we just pull things out of the ear as if our moral compass is greater than anybody else's. You understand? If we're talking about the culture, we want to do for culture. And I'm not speaking about Miss Faye Ellington only. I'm just saying in general. You understand? Auntie Faye, love and light always. I would never disrespect you. But this is the conversation deeper than just surface level or just face value about the Ilangoli Ride rhythm that the genius has interpolated. It is more than this conversation. It's about the conversation. We tend to always treat dancehall as the stepchild, the bastard stepchild, and to pretend as if that we care so much about our culture when we're not doing enough to preserve our said culture. That's all I'm saying. If we want to see more, let us do more. Go into the schools. That's all I'm asking you for do. Because we don't have the history of the culture because we did about them time there. You understand? So we're supposed to teach we about the culture. Teach with the origins. Teach with the things them. So the children can have a better appreciation of our culture. Mm-hmm. I rest my case. Yes. You understand? But I love the rhythm. I do think that some of the songs are trash. And I do think that dancehall in itself, the vulgarity of some of the lyrics are just not necessary. To be honest with you.
But I honestly love the way the producers are thinking now. Because
Absolutely.
They're bringing back hardcore juggling in dancehall. Because I just think dancehall did miss out the area they have vibes.
Absolutely. And I think what the genius has done, the kids that are so uncultured, that don't know anything about Jamaican culture, when them hear it now, I think a lot of them are doing research on what is this hill I'm going to write a song. And a lot of the artists, I've realized they've kind of mixed and matched a lot of the popular folk songs in this particular song. And this is opening, obviously a conversation with the younger generation for say, okay, so which song they take this from? You understand? So I'm on the fence about it. But again, I just want us, the people with an influence and the people with a voice and the people with a platform, to do more than just come on the internet and just complain about these things, but to actually do something about the things that we're complaining about. That.
And you officially rest your case there.
And I officially rest my case. And I've said what I said, and I will continue to say it. And I'll scream it at the top of the mountain. And if you want to go to parliament with it, me go to parliament with it. You understand? Yeah. I will argue this for hours.
Eternity?
Me not ask you.
Eternity.
Like, I will die on this mountain. I think we are hypocrites as it relates to our culture, and I think we grab the culture card when our arguments sometimes can seem very baseless. Right? So we talk about the preservation of such. But anywho's, yeah, I think that's it for me. We are going to throw things to DJ Joe on the ones and twos. Once again, if you're just joining us tonight, is our mental health check-in episode. Tonight we're talking about mental health. By the way, Jerome, how are you mentally? How are you mentally? Let me just ask that right now.
40%.
40%.
Yeah.
Do you have an outlet to speak about what you're going through? Like, do you speak to anybody?
No, I'm a loner, honestly.
But that's not healthy.
It is for me. I don't think persons will kind of understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
If I'm supposed to go into depths with how I came to where I'm at now, most persons probably would have just break down mentally too, based on the struggles and the reality. But I just think dwelling on it more kind of just get you depressed more. Just thinking about it.
Oh no, absolutely. Actual factual. I remember saying that to my therapist a couple years ago, and it's something that I live with. The more you think about being depressed, is the more depressed you will become.
Yeah.
But as for me, I am at maybe 5%. I am barely hanging on to life.
5.
I remember.
Bro, you sure? Not 50?
No man, 5%. And I've been this way maybe for the past almost 2 weeks. But again, here's the disadvantage with media. And I remember saying this on my podcast, this last season, episode 1, talking to Simone Clark. I remember saying to her, one of the disadvantages of being in media, being a host, is there are no down days when you're on air. You have to be energized. Yeah, that's what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I can't sound like how I feel. So I have to show up. So the more I'm showing up, and the cup is already empty, so the more I'm pouring into my craft and pouring into whatever I'm doing, it is draining me even more. Yeah, is that what I'm saying? But I thank God that I have something to keep my mind occupied, because life is just life, and life just feel like, I don't know. I see Majestic Alfie says my mental is at 75-80%. God
big ups to you.
Big ups to you. But one thing about it, two things for certain. A boy like me, I'm not mad over no girl, but other than that, a boy like me, I will climb out of anything, bro. Like, I climb out of anything. You understand me? I must give myself credit for that. Like, one thing about it, two things for certain. No matter what me I go through, life could have beat me.
Yeah, crawl out.
I'm going to crawl out, and you know, I just always remind myself that on the other side, there's something, but my will to live is like at 5% right now.
Probably without music, mine would probably like at 20.
Oh, at 5%, man. 5%, my boy.
5% is crazy though. 5?
Yeah, man.
What is that 5%?
Jerome, I don't even do 5%. The 5% is getting a break and coming to work.
Yo. So and it's the distraction is the 5%.
Yes. So the distraction is the 5%. My family is the 5%. You understand me? But me I tell you the truth, boy. If I never feel it myself, boy. Anyways, I'll go for a break. So that's what we're talking about tonight, guys. It's not a depressive conversation. We're going to be having a healthy mental health conversation. You know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we have to check in with each other and have a healthy discussion. Yeah, that's what I say. We're not talking about sex and nastiness tonight. Real conversations, unfiltered. We're gonna go for a break. It's Bwoyatingz After Dark, Nationwide 90 FM.
Share in the experience at Fontana Pharmacy. We have a wide variety of items in store just for you. Fill your prescriptions while you shop. And senior citizens enjoy 10% off. Shop household, cosmetics, toys, and many other departments. We also offer curbside pickup and delivery. Visit our website at fontanapharmacy.com. Inside.
This station raised me. It gave me a voice. And if Nationwide has ever meant something to you, come on in. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Here is the planet's ultimate game. The final of the Football World Cup.
The FIFA World Cup finals are coming to Nationwide 90 FM. We've long been the trusted source to deliver global sporting events like the Olympic Games and the World Championships. And now, we're about to have our fingerprint all over another successful landing of the biggest of them all, the FIFA World Cup finals. 104 games across 39 amazing days of football from 16 cities in the Americas. Boston to New York to Monterey to Atlanta. Join the trusted source Nationwide 90 FM this summer as the globe tunes in to the FIFA World Cup Finals. And we've got it covered right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the revolution in media.
Argentina, champions of the world!
Wake up, Jamaica.
It's another glorious day on Nationwide this morning. From your 6 a.m. alarm to the news at 6. Coming up in the news at 6 to me telling you what's on my mind.
To more news at 7 a.m. Coming up in the news at 7. And then the biggest issues dissected, interrogated and discussed on the front page. Nationwide this morning fires you up and sets you right for the remainder of the day.
And there's much more until 9 a.m. Want to know which roads to avoid on your morning commute?
Time now for Street Smarts 2 with Ludlow McLean.
Listen to Street Smart.
Want to hear more about things happening at the community level outside the bustling corporate area? Listen to Across Jamaica.
George, it's someone's birthday.
Happy birthday, yeah, my friend.
And that someone will hear a special greeting every morning via the Birthday Club.
Nationwide this morning on the revolution in media.
It's coffee, tea, and everything else.
For those who want an energetic,
rip-roaring start to their day.
I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she try and bless me like I said I chew, like a sneeze. Please for them squeeze, I'm getting cream. Never let them tween or what we started. Load, bottom line. Like I'm an artist, no crawling, went straight to walking with foreigns in my garage.
It's time for Hit or Miss. Bwoyatingz fashion breakdown of the week. Is your fit hot or not?
All right. So it's time for one of your favorite features, and I have Tiffany here with me. We're not really going on our introduction on all these things yet, but Tiff, so we have this feature on the show. It wasn't here the last time that you came, but it's hit or miss. Like the name suggests, if it look good, it's a hit. If it don't look good, it's a miss. Some of them you can also grade out a 10 if you would like to. We can be brutally honest. I don't know Jamaican smarty. I'm not foreign people. She said them more than I can ever see it.
Okay.
So now I'm pretty worried about on all these things. So my producer, I don't know what where these photos are from this week, so I'll be surprised just as you are. All right?
Perfect. So I'm not
Go ahead.
alone.
No, you're not alone. Go ahead, coach. Is it Tiffany Haddish?
Yeah, looks like her.
Yeah, it's pretty okay. Yeah, I don't know much to write home about. I don't know if this. No, I don't think it was a Kevin Hart roast thing.
Alright, so Tiffany Haddish for me is more of a person who is out there. This is too subtle for her. But let us talk about the outfit itself. I'd say 5 out of 10.
Jesus, whoa!
It's a 5. There's nothing exceptional about it that makes it pop for me.
Maybe because I don't see her as somebody that
Simple?
that wear clothes. There's a Cody.
Give Tiffany some.
Maybe because I don't like look on her as like a fashion person per se.
Yeah.
Some in a really.
Well, that too, but Tiffany wears a lot of nice pieces that I could say, yeah, I like this look and I may copy it.
You know, bud.
Alright, so the details on the dress now, looking at it like this, is kind of cute because it's giving like a corset vibe. Alright, Tiffany, we bump you up to a 7.
Yeah, it's a 7 for me too.
Yeah.
Also, without context, so we don't know like which part should I go or whatever the case is. That's
Exactly.
7. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Next one, coach. Oh, Janet Jackson. I think she was being honored at something. I think. Let me see if I can find it here. I love me some Janet Jackson. She's almost 60, by the way. I don't have a problem with it. I'm sorry. I really don't. It's Janet's style.
It is her style, and I think with where fashion is going now, I would definitely give her a 10 out of 10 for this one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's mixing, because I don't know if you saw the Met Gala. They were having like a lot of mixed fashion, and you can see where there is this like tailored kind of vibe, which I like. So it's a pantsuit, but it's also giving, it's me, I'm the boss.
Let me see it.
And I think I played with this, even with my photo that is on the flyer. I kind of played with that tie, with the vest kind of thing. So I like that. I definitely give her a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I wouldn't give it a 10, but I give her a strong 9. Like I love it. Again, Janet is almost 60 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and some of y'all should really take notes from her. It's different. Yes, it was a Grammy Hall of Fame gala. Nice. Loved it. All right, next one. Kim Kardashian. I think this was in the week of the Met Gala. She was in New York City because I remember seeing it. I wish it was from the different angle because the side here had like a high split and then it had like some straps on her shoes. Kim K can barely do it wrong to me, no. You don't feel the same way.
No, I don't.
First
of all, I sighed when I just saw it. No, it's
you don't like it?
Well, I don't like it. No.
Why? What about it you don't like?
So based on the theme that they were doing, right? Because I have some friend like Janelle, big up Janelle. She did this thing where she commented on these things. So I kind of see where she was going with the Chinese kind of style. But I think...
But it wasn't a Met Gala, you know.
It wasn't,
no.
But you're in the space for it. So if you're leading up to the Met Gala, it's only applicable that you dress accordingly. Okay. So, I see that I like the neckline, but I don't like the colors or the fact that it has like a half look here.
Okay.
So that's why I think I would like to see the split, because maybe that's what would have bring it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a strong 6.
Okay. So for the old people before, so Majestic gave, who was the first person again?
Tiffany
Haddish a 6. She gave Janet a 9. Marigold gave Tiffany a 7, and she gave Janet a 7 as well. I see Paul Peart is giving Kim Kardashian a 3. Again, I am going to be very biased to Kimberly Noel Kardashian, okay? I love me a Kim Kardashian because for her to still be relevant decades after and still be doing it, Nice. I loved the color on her skin tone. I love that she slicked her hair back. Nice.
I'm just hearing bias because the full government name for me.
Yeah, man. Kimberly Noel Kardashian. Yeah, understand? But I'll give it an 8. 8. Yeah.
Marigold, you're biased too. Because 7 for Janet? No, girl.
All right. Who's the next one? Let me see. Okay. Who's this Cody? Oh!
Girl.
Oh, Halsey or whatever. Is she the In My Heart? Foolishness, rubbish. Foolishness, drapery. You know the tin curtain in some people yard. Me eat the tin curtain in people them yard, by the way.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, please eradicate. I want to take out everything. Tin curtains, stop it in 2026. This is a tin curtain.
It's not giving feminine and sexy. This is not it, girl. Next.
So it's going for whimsical, but it fell very flat. It pales her out. The color of the outfit pales her out. Her ear look like it want wash or something. I don't
like
know.
It just wash.
I don't like that. I don't love it. It's stupid. Full rubbish.
Girl.
This is a 2 for me, by the way.
Go back to the drawing board. Yeah, a 2.
In my heart, I hope to die. This is ridiculous.
I can't see anything, not even the details of the dress to actually try and give her props for. Foolishness. Next.
Margot says a 4. Donna K says nope, it washes her out. But I'm seeing a 5, so you're giving her a 5, okay? I think this is ridiculous. I feel like it's very full.
Why? Like some of them designer this year, them never make it at all.
No, rubbish. Margot said this is a 4 for her. Paul Peart said we'll on come again. All right, next one, Cody.
Glad we're on the same page.
Same, give on. 2 this one, 2. All right, 2 this now. Sierra, okay. It's a nice looking event. I don't know too much. Now on red carpet.
Yeah, I like this. Not because it's Sierra, by the way, but I'm a denim girl. So this is showing 2 shades of denim. I like the detail here on the side and the pockets. So yeah, this is an 8 out of 10 for me.
I was just about to say 8 for me too.
8.
Body well toned.
Yeah.
Nice. There is nothing much.
But now look on the body chat because sometimes the outfit don't come with the body. So I'm rating.
Nice though. Nice. And I don't know what the event is for, but it is nice. You understand? Nia Morgan said 6. Majestic says 8. Marigold says 8. Nia Morgan says it seems a bit too tight. I was kind of looking at that too. But she's gained, weight. She kind of coming in her woman body now, after the kids. And I love it.
Nice. What age? Woman body.
Nice. I would say 8. Donna K says 7.5 for Ciara. Yeah. It nothing to write home about, but it's nice. Yeah. 8. All right.
Then context, because where was she?
Yeah, indeed. All right, next one.
Okay.
All right. Selena Gomez. Obviously, this was a premiere for something. It's very aged. It's a very aged look, and I understand the details of the dress is beautiful. But why are you dressing like a middle-aged woman? A middle-aged white woman. You're over there aging like milk. And I understand you're ill. So I have nothing to talk about like your appearance. Just the frock and the boot. It fool.
You know what? I'm going to hear somebody say frock.
That's a frock.
Stop. But Selena... No, I love this dress.
Margot said Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene is crazy.
I'd love this dress on somebody else, just not you.
Here's what I would do with this dress, right? Hear me out. I would take the sleeves off.
Turn it to bodycon.
Yes, I would alter the waist just a little bit, kind of clinch it just a little bit. Just cut it just a little bit so it can look a bit shorter. Since I have on the red lipstick, I would pair this with some red heels.
Yeah. I wouldn't go for the red heels, but
this fool.
Once I cinch the sides, I think it would be good. But these.
So can I open Parliament?
Listen, no.
You know the opening of Parliament when them walking on Migla Road?
Don't this for parliamentarians, because you would not see our parliamentarians come out in this.
I can tell you 2 persons who would wear this, but I'm not going to say it on the radio.
Oh, God.
Me hate this. This is not flattering. Me see Nia Morgan said, leave her, it's timeless. Marigold said 3. Nia Morgan says it was a premiere for a documentary. Nia is continuing. Nia says, leave her, it's timeless. Guys, it's giving old Hollywood. Bye. Nia, you love you some Selena Gomez. I like her. I just don't think, or maybe this picture wasn't flattering. Yeah, man.
She probably got through one little transition, so we have to see with her.
It's full. This is so stupid. Like, why you do this to yourself if you're a young girl? It's full.
A 3 for me.
This is a 4. A 3 or a 4. Beautiful face, beautiful makeup.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm grading for your hair and makeup. 4. Yeah. Next one, Cody. Jesus Christ. Selena Gomez upset my spirit. Oh, this now. And I'm not like foolishness. I'm just feel like Gabriel always Miss Union.
Gabriel always Miss Union. What is this?
Beautiful girl, by the way.
I love the jacket, but I don't see the concept. If anybody saw the concept, tell me. Because I miss it. I miss it. I want a snake skin.
You realize what I'm saying?
What is this she has under
a snake skin?
And this a wagon. Pumpkin skirt? Is this a
Whoa, I thought it was a dress, you know?
No.
This is a blouse and skirt. Hear this.
Love the jacket. It's a good
This
piece,
is a blouse and a skirt.
but no.
And a black Gabrielle Union, I feel like you do this for spite. I feel like she's just doing anything. I feel like this is her daughter Zaza, her daughter name.
Just each kid pick a piece.
Yeah, man. Like, all right, so all of my children just line up and them just pick something and she just put it on. You think I'm a fool? This is ridiculous because I thought it was a dress, but know that it's a skirt, a blouse and a skirt. Foolishness. Majestic Gabby Fee said 4. Donna K says go on back home. Marigold says 2.5.
Okay.
Nia Morgan says Gabriel look a mess. Majestic says 4 for Gabby. Foolishness. I'm giving her a 2.
A 2.
See that? Jinx, oh me, I soda. 2.
Yeah.
Next one, Cody. But Gabby get them a foolishness stuff and put on.
The jacket look nice though. Okay.
Is this the Kylie? No. This is one of the Hadid girls, no?
This look bad.
Oh no, Hailey Bieber. Cody, I realized something. Cody really likes Hailey Bieber. I think Cody likes Hailey Bieber. Cody is always finding a picture of Hailey Bieber every week.
Cody.
And I feel like Cody finds her best outfits from throwing the first something good about Hailey. Because there's nothing bad that I can say about this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, man.
I give this a strong 9.
Yeah. I like the texture of the outfit, the material. I like how it's
the cut.
clear.
First of all, the cut alone sell it off.
Yeah.
Me. I would rock this.
That nice.
Yeah, girl. Strong 9.
Nia Morgan says hate Hailey but love the dress. She's boring. Majestic says a 7. I'll give her a strong 8, a strong 9. But I don't really have much notes. She's wearing things that are very flattering. In contrast to Selena Gomez just now. You know, something that's very flattering to her body type. It's nice.
Yeah, but even if we're going to look at body type, right? Selena, even though she has lost weight and whatever, she still has a nice figure.
And that's why I was saying I would have wanted her to like alter it more to her body. Marigold says 7. Yeah, man, it's solid. It's solid. I want solid fit this, man. I want solid fit.
Yeah.
But I see you, Cody, and I see what you're doing every week. All right, next person. Who is this?
Oh my God.
Is this ASAP?
I am seeing one.
Here's the thing. I think we have told ASAP, and he is a fashionable guy, but I think we've told him this a lot of times, and I think sometimes him just do some foolishness. Cause this is something that look like a Coachella outfit. I don't like it. I don't even know which part in the day. Maybe it was just a night out in another town. Maybe he was just going for dinner, but...
You know, cut it for me, Rocky. And that's why some of the times I like have to really look when I'm critiquing these people, because maybe it's what's in fashion. I don't know.
Personally, none of these things goes together.
Him just look like a madman. I don't know what he's been wearing these days, to be honest.
The jacket with all of the excitement on it, right? All of the fandangles. Then you have on a plaided shirt with more excitement. Then you add on one next shirt, another two, with more excitement. Then the woolly chains. Then the red boot with the cowboy pants. ASAP Rocky look like him dead downtown and just go in an arcade and grab up the people things and run with the clothes them.
This is a sequin jacket? Like,
anything I could have sequins are for foolishness, rubbish. ASAP you get a 2, my boy. 2. Neil Morgan says it's avant-garde, guys. I could have avant-garde or garden. I don't love it. You understand? The real certified chef Pamela says ASAP laundry basket full. Majestic says 3. Mark Gold says 4. But Donna K is saying ASAP in his stay-at-home dad dressing era. Neil Morgan, I understand what you're saying about it being a high fashion, right? Because I get like quirky fashion things. Because me don't feel like if you're rich, you have to dress like the regular boy them out here,
There we go.
But all I'm saying is there is a quote, and I think it was from Chanel. I think it was. Hopefully it is. That says, when you get dressed, go in front of the mirror and just take off one thing. ASAP should have taken off a couple of things. It's not even one thing.
And that's what I was going to ask, what could he have done to make
I
something
think
of it?
if he took off the green thing, fine. Or if the shirt under the plaid shirt wasn't there, that silk thing under this, and him kind of buttoned the plaid thing just a little halfway to him look navel, right? So I think it would be fine.
Yeah,
because he was trying this layered, bohemian type of style. But no, I don't care.
Jeans was the wrong kind of pants too.
I don't really mind the jeans.
It helps. If we take off this, say if him do want to pull off this sequin looking thing where him have on.
What is that jacket? Him just like Lenny Kravitz. Why you do that?
No sir, you got a 3.
You look like a 1970s porn star.
2 or 3, just because you're Rihanna's man.
I will give him a 5 because I understand he is a very high fashion risk taking guy, and I don't mind. I don't mind as a man, again, with money, because if I had ASAP's money and resources, I would have to take out to Jamaica, because I would never be regular, no day, no time. So I get it, but I just feel like this one is somebody says, when you're launching already, say just grab anything. Dana K says you can tell when Rihanna doesn't dress him. Yeah, foolishness. Anyways, Cody, next one. Let me look a person name on. Please
look at them, son. She
Billie Eilish. Okay. Billie is known to look like
not care.
Yeah, she's just known.
Billie
dresses like a 2-year-old when your parents say, "Okay, you can dress yourself today." Billie looks like when you're a child. And your mother say, "Let us go outside." And you say, "Mommy, I want to dress myself." And you just try anything. Billie Eilish, please. And
no. Girl.
Billie, stop.
How much to give you. Silly Billie.
It's full.
This is a skirt. I wonder if she did go for a little Swedish look. I don't know. The socks and the shoes and the skirt. Alright, girl, they're up on the tour radar with all of the other people.
Billie, you should just sit there and sing. Just sing. Yeah. Don't. And I understand this is your style, but I feel like, I'm really trying to understand it, So honestly, I'm looking on the screen and I'm really trying to understand it.
There's nothing to understand.
Maybe not trying to understand if we take off something what would take off?
No, we can't take off nothing because that's then
if the skirt was a little shorter, like a schoolgirl type of vibe, and if she had on a different shoe and the skirt was shorter, it would have bad.
No, it still would have failed.
Okay.
It still would have failed.
You know, it's the division I'm going to show you.
First of all, she have on the wrong shirt completely.
Alright. You know, see
Phil, Billy, silly Billy.
Somebody says, this hurt my eyelash. Next. Little is saying, Karim, you don't dress regular, so relax. Exactly. Just someone who said me. They have money. Oh, Jesus. I see somebody say, can we just pass on Billy, please? Kemar Simiti, I say, ooh, that. Paul Peart says 3. Margot says 3. Donna Kay says she look like little boy Bill dress. Nia Morgan is saying, stick to the stuff you know. Chef Pamela is saying, this is proof when you have no friends.
Listen.
This is the epitome of when you ask a Jamaican friend them. So all this look at them say, you have nothing else? Hey, this is it. This is a visual presentation when you ask a friend them and them say, so you have nothing else in there? Let me see what I say. This foolishness. Yeah, Kemar says Tiffany got it. It's Swedish. Yeah, man, 3. 3 or 2. Please. Birds of a feather. Billy, I don't know. I don't like this. This is foolishness. This is rubbish. Yeah, please. Next one, Cody. Man, I have to drink a while ago, man. Billy just... Okay, Rihanna. If I'm going to say this, I know it was Rihanna. I love this.
I'm not... Anybody will expect me to be biased, don't expect it to love Rihanna, but if she don't look good, me I'm going to say it.
I like this. And she's been missing a lot recently, by the way.
True.
Rihanna's been missing for the past couple of years, and I don't know if I have a very honest conversation about that. Rihanna has been missing. But I like this.
Yes, I like it. Why you like this?
I like it. And again, this was Met Gala week. Mm-hmm. She was in New York as well. I like it. I like everything about it. I like the hat. I love it.
Exactly.
This was kind of old school Rihanna.
Old school. It's that not everybody can pull off this whole 4 thing and the hat. It's like
no man. It's the ones that a handful of girls can do this. Mm-hmm. This is nice.
And I specifically like the belt on the dress.
Yeah.
If this is a dress.
I like the ruffles. I love that it look chaotic, but it comes together. And everybody can do this. Yeah, man. I am giving you a 9, Rihanna.
Yeah,
9 for sure. Yeah, man. Nice.
Because guess what? I also like you see this lace thing here?
Yeah.
It leaves the mind to wonder, like, what does she have on under that?
Nice one. Nice, Rihanna. You never... Yeah, Nia Morgan says 10 out of 10. She look good always.
All right, Nia.
Majestic says it's given an 8 for me. Somebody is saying head wrap 10. Chef Pamela says 10. Yeah, and no. Me not agree with it. And Nia says she look good always, because me I tell you the truth. Rihanna, she cannot miss from the other day, You understand? Like Rihanna has a couple misses. And I'm like back in the day where everything Rihanna they do, you just can lock your eye and say, yeah, but Rihanna, for the past 2-3 years, she kind of lose it. But this...
Yeah, I ace up a rub off on her.
You think so?
Bye. Yes.
Sometimes as a mother, sometimes you don't scare mother with all them kids, all them 15 kids that she's having.
She don't care no more.
It's yeah. Paul Pierce says 9, the closest. Pamela was saying hat. Wow, from afar it looked like a head wrap. No man, it's a regular cap.
It's a New York.
Yeah, man. New York Yankees hat. Yeah. But do we have any more? One final one. Show us just one.
Tomato dress. This looks like a tomato dress.
This is her. Her, you're not her in this foolishness.
No, you didn't say that.
Her. Please.
Girl,
don't.
This is a lot of love on the dress, no.
This is foolishness. This is. Me no like this. Me no love it.
Wait there. This look like you're somewhere that's in a Queen of Hearts, but I think
this is foolishness.
I think I could see probably where the concept was.
I can't see where the concept is going. Them just gear one frock for put on and she put it on. The hair is rubbish with this. The material is foolishness, and it's not a bad dress. Well.
No, but I'm saying, all right. You see them? What a girl name? You see if them did do the neutral toned color with the hearts on it.
If the mesh was more fitting to her complexion, perhaps.
That and more
of the hearts.
Yeah.
More of it.
Cause me
it kind of spacey. It look like some of them girl a carnival costume on the road.
We're not going
spacey.
Here.
Like, we need something, or this is. I'm giving you a 4 her.
She'll probably get it later and it didn't want to adjust or something.
It don't go. Sometimes if you stay home.
Look right at the waist. You can see like there's like an additional layer of something.
Sometimes you can tell the people them say no, I'm going to stay home today. Sometimes you can say no. Yeah man. Yeah.
How much you give?
I'm giving her a 4 or a 3.
Yeah.
4 or 3.
4.5. Appreciation.
Margot said the Chinese fan 5. Somebody says I give A for effort. Somebody say, you see why you need real friend? The shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Somebody say, please take Karim's mic. Her, you're not her in this. This is rubbish. You understand me? I feel like anybody doing an Edman could have do something way better than this right now. Feel.
My talented creatives.
Come on. Anyways, that's it for the hit or miss. Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All
definitely. Right. I mean, why?
You're rough. Yes, tonight we're talking about mental health. Tiffany will be here, and we'll be joined with Miss Wynter next. Very honest conversation, very needed conversation. I hope you guys are ready for it. Yeah, I understand. It's about mental health. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. Here we go.
What happens when a nation invests in its children, but the outcomes still fall short? Join the conversation inside Nationwide at 5 on Thursday, May 14 from 6 to 7 p.m. for the report launch of Room for Improvement, the Gap Between Public Spending and Child Outcomes in Jamaica. Hosted by the Caribbean Policy and Research Institute in partnership with UNICEF Jamaica, the launch will seek to examine the disconnect between public spending on children and child outcomes across Jamaica. So tune in to Nationwide at 5 on Thursday, May 14 from 6 to 7 p.m. for the launch of Room for Improvement, the Gap Between Public Spending and Child Outcomes in Jamaica. Catch this and so much more on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Caribbean Policy and Research Institute.
Jamaica, the future is now. Be part of history at Jamaica's first ever International AI Conference and Professional Development Certification Workshop, hosted by Excelsior Community College in partnership with US-based AI Own and Hawking College, Ohio. Join global innovators, educators, business leaders, and technology experts on May 20 and 21 for 2 powerful days under the theme Breaking New Frontiers, Demystifying AI Technologies to Enhance Productivity. Set to take place at the college's main campus at 137 Mountain View Avenue. Participants will hear from an outstanding lineup of international speakers alongside AI and workforce development experts from Jamaica and the United States. Register today at www.aio.org/AI-conference-2026-Jamaica and secure your place at the forefront of innovation. Shrats, you know here, with totally turn up down at Total Tools. Big things are going on. Yes, my love. 10 a.m., May 15 at Total Tools, Lot C6 Drax Hall. Whole heap of new things, whole heap of excitement. And guess what? Cliffviews Online I got it there live on location from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I got prizes, surprises, and giveaways. I got it there. But I'm not alone, you know. Them are going to have up to 25% off at all 3 locations. Can't miss this. Remember, 10 a.m., May 15, Total Tools, Lot C6, Drax Hall. Catch it live on YouTube during Cliffviews Online from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a go massive.
As we grow older, there are many challenges that we have to confront, but these years can represent the best in our lives. Coming of Age during Nationwide This Morning on Thursdays explores issues persons 50 and over confront. It also provides expert opinions on how we can improve the quality of our lives as we get older. That's Coming of Age, this and every Thursday during Nationwide This Morning at 6:51 a.m.
Here is the planet's ultimate game, the final of the Football World Cup.
The FIFA World Cup finals are coming to Nationwide 90 FM. We've long been the trusted source to deliver global sporting events like the Olympic Games and the World Championships. And now, we're about to have our fingerprint all over another successful landing of the biggest of them all, the FIFA World Cup finals. 104 games across 39 amazing days of football from 16 cities in the Americas. Boston to New York to Monterey to Atlanta. Join the trusted source Nationwide 90 FM this summer as the globe tunes in to the FIFA World Cup Finals. And we've got it covered right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the revolution in media.
Argentina, champions of the world!
Now this month, as we celebrate Child's Month, we're intentionally creating space right here on Bwoyatingz After Dark to recognize and celebrate the brilliance of our young people. Now every Wednesday we'll be spotlighting, we started last week, we'll be spotlighting one exceptional student because too often we focus on the problems and not enough on the excellence. Now this feature is about highlighting discipline, talent, leadership, and the kind of greatness that deserves to be seen, encouraged, and celebrated. This week, we're proud to highlight 15-year-old Travell Brown of Godfrey Stewart High School in Westmoreland. Travell is a talented and promising young man who recently earned a National Gold Award for speech, showcasing his exceptional communication skills and confidence. He is also a volunteer with the NEAT organization and was among a group of students and teachers invited by the Japanese government to participate in a cultural exchange and performance at the Expo in Osaka, Japan. Travell represents the kind of young excellence that reminds us that the future is bright. His dedication, talent, and discipline truly set him apart. And tonight we celebrate him and all he continues to achieve. Now let's take a look at his excellence.
You and you too. Mad man in a garbage pan, but I want thing me what you understand. When you order your food box, consider man like me, consider madman, man will live free. Me no own house nor car or land, me get my 3-course meal. Out a garbage pan, cause me a madman, make sure me get my food when me circle the pan. Madman, yes me get got man, me get my 3-course meal out a garbage pan. You know how to ask if me saying or if me crazy. When me walk a road, all dog afraid of me. One thing though, it's not a problem to be seen. When me mark up on the road, then me clothes off a shirt. Oh, tell me so me get the man. Cheap and clean, this is the story of my man. Come here, me tell you how it go. Come man, come. Get up. I said to get up. You love people business too much, man. Me nah bother tell you, but truth to be so me never used to steer so. The school work and the school book had me under pressure. Then a little after me start to sniffle a skull. Bit by bit now me start to lose my mind. Hygiene, what me start to sour like a life. Start barefoot and I time. But for a man like me, that I no climb cause me a man. When me get my food, when me serve hard man, yes me head got man. No make me circle this again, I need to empty. Oh, you think you can treat me like a nobody? Madman contribute to society. Getting my food is your duty. Oh, you think me did up unsound mine, and that's why you think you can treat me unkind. I bet me make you get prison time. Me not die for that man, cause this I'm a the girl them, and the girl them want to see the madman away. You want to see the madman away? You like more your style? You want to see the madman away? Make me do it one more time. You want to see the madman away? You like more your style? You want to see the madman away? Make me do it one more time. Madman away? Madman away? Madman away? You want to see one more time?
Yes. Young talents here. Again, I must highlight the importance of JCDC. You understand? Now, let's just go into the topic because, tonight I'm so excited to have this discussion. And let's just jump right into it. So, are people actually failing? In today's world, a lot of people are quietly battling with one very uncomfortable question. Am I genuinely failing, or am I just being too hard on myself? And the truth is, it's becoming harder to tell the difference because, social media has created an environment where success looks constant, fast, and glamorous. Everyday people are scrolling past engagements, graduations, luxury lifestyles, business launches, new cars, vacations, and other major accomplishments. Meanwhile, there are people working very hard every single day who still feel stuck, behind, or unsuccessful because their journey doesn't look as impressive online. What makes it even more dangerous is that many people are now tying their self-worth to productivity and achievement. Rest starts to feel like laziness, and delays feel like failure, and not having life fully figured out by a certain age suddenly feels embarrassing. Some people are mentally exhausted from constantly comparing themselves to others, overthinking every single decision, and feeling pressure to prove that they are successful. Now, tonight, we really want to unpack this honestly, because are people really and truly failing in life, or many of us are just simply carrying unrealistic expectations and being far too cruel to ourselves mentally. Now, inside of the studio, we have Sonia Wynter, who is a licensed associate clinical psychologist who provides counseling and psychotherapy through her private practice in Kingston, Jamaica. Passionate about helping individuals, couples, and families build healthier and more fulfilling relationships, Ms. Wynter works closely with clients to help them better understand themselves, their experiences, and the relationships around them. Using approaches such as acceptance and commitment therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, and mindfulness-based techniques, she tailors each session to meet the unique needs, strengths, and goals of her clients. Her work focuses on helping people process difficult experiences, gain insight into their thoughts and emotions, develop healthier coping skills, and make meaningful, positive changes in their lives. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Now, Tiffany Price is no stranger to this show here. She's a dynamic communications professional. She's an MC, host, motivational speaker, and seasoned journalist with a passion for storytelling and impactful communication. Known for her vibrant personality and strong voice in media, Tiffany has covered a wide range of topics throughout her career, with a primary focus on news and entertainment. Beyond journalism, she's also a communications consultant and entrepreneur, operating her own business. Now, Price, writing and communications, which specializes in writing, editing, communications, support, and MC services. Through her work, Tiffany continues to help individuals and brands craft, clear, engaging, and meaningful messages. Welcome back to the show. It's been a minute.
Yes.
Let's just jump right into it, because I was, saying it earlier to to my DJ. And, you know, on this platform, you know, even though we speak about every single thing, you know, that is taboo, but I really and truly try to have, you know, some form of mental health conversation as much as I can. And, you know, seeing that it's me was only fitting. And we were speaking earlier, and I asked him, how are you mentally? I think he said, what, 40% or something like that? 40%. And I said to him, so have you spoken to anybody about it? And he said, no. And then, you know, I said, I am literally at 5% right now. Like, I'm barely hanging on for dear life. But there are a lot of us who, you know, young people, you know, we're so pressured by getting everything right. And I really think, especially now, more than then, with social media and with all these societal pressures, and you must have it all figured out, and you must have a car, you must have a house, and you must have your insurance, and you must have this, and you must have 10 degrees and all these things by the time you're 10. And it's like, when you realize that I'm not accomplishing these things, and you're seeing everybody else posting these things as well, especially your peers, your friends, it's not bad mind, but you're thinking to yourself, am I doing enough? Am I failing? So let's just jump into the discussion. How are you both doing mentally as we speak right now? Start with Sonia first.
Okay, how am I doing? Well, at the moment, a little bit tired.
A little bit tired, okay.
I'm way past my bedtime.
Oh no.
But I'd say I'm not doing too badly. I think I'm really encouraging a sense of connection with the people around me, and that's very sustaining, you know. And it's something that sense of connection with people that you love, people that you work with, can really help take you through some choppy water.
Absolutely.
So I think I want to celebrate that at the moment.
Yeah. What about you, Tiff?
Well, for me, there are a lot of things to celebrate, as Sonia said, but sometimes it takes even more than celebrations to get you out of a certain phase. And to be honest, I'm running on adrenaline from grief. And I think that is, I think that is something that a lot of persons are experiencing now. Whether adrenaline from grief, adrenaline from hurt from a relationship, adrenaline from, you know, getting denied a job. And to be honest, listeners, I'm going to be completely honest and vulnerable, because when we're talking about mental health, it's not something that you can just pick apart to look pretty. You know, even just watching Trevor's performance just now, I can see a lot of things that he's unpacking in that one video, and people might not notice it.
You may miss a lot of people.
Listen, in talk about how studying, it wasn't like that.
Right.
But studying kind of caused him to be off balance, and no, this is where I'm at. And then we look at the societal aspect where people just look at him as a madman and, you know, laugh, use him for entertainment and stuff like that. So this is all to say that outside of the things to celebrate, there are also things that make me feel like I'm not at my 100, and I also have to acknowledge that.
Do we think that social media aids in a lot of us feeling like we are behind?
Absolutely. And if I may, let me take this one first. So being a communication strategist and being on social media, because I also, you know, do social media management for some companies, but looking at the engagement for a lot of persons, you know, they're doing well, they're posting their successes, and, you know, I'm looking at myself and I'm like,
am I falling behind?
I'm always at work, I'm always at hustle, people are telling me say I'm doing so good, but what's there to show for it? Because I don't have the house like them people here, I don't have the car like them people here, so what am I doing wrong? Or am I not finding my niche? So it gives you that additional pressure to actually get to what you're seeing online.
Yeah.
So there is that. And there has always been that discussion, and I have sense when we say, you know, sometimes it might not be as cute and dandy as it seems.
Yeah, but still
the pressure is there.
Right.
It remains.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you know about this and the correlation between us feeling as if that we're falling behind and social media?
I think I want to point out that everyone's journey has potholes. You know, we all go through seasons of success and seasons of challenges and seasons of failure. All of us do. The thing about social media is that, as you know, we only see the highlights reel of other people's lives, and so we can end up, particularly when we're going through a rough season, that comparison with a sort of unrealistic representation of someone else's life can leave us feeling inadequate. And when that becomes really a disorder or something that really undermines us is when we tie that sense of inadequacy to our self-worth. So that comparison that we're doing can leave us feeling not that we're struggling in this season, but that we are fundamentally inadequate as a person. And that's when you're gonna have real mental health challenges, when your sense of worth and your sense of your value now becomes tied to the comparisons that you're doing. The comparison, the kind of evaluating of your sense of self that's taking place through those comparisons, when it's an unrealistic comparison.
Well, because I was just about to ask that, if you think that this generation, we've become mentally overwhelmed by these unrealistic expectations of success. Because I think, and again, this is a conversation with us, all three of us, right? And when we're talking about mental health, you guys know me, I'm very open, right? So I think for me, it's never this person is doing. It's always I am not doing enough and I'm always doing a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like there, on one hand, I have burnout from doing so much and I'm physically and mentally drained. But then, if it just gets quiet, even just for a week, I'm now like, you're not doing enough. Not remembering 2 weeks ago, you had to take a break because you're doing too much. So is it a generational thing or is it just a people thing?
It's a human thing.
Okay.
Where you can look at it from a sociological point of view, whereby we are social animals to begin with, right? And one feature of social animals is that we compare ourselves in order to stay in a pack. We move in packs as human beings.
Yeah.
And to be able to do that effectively, we have to compare ourselves, right? But how that has evolved across civilization, I suppose, is that we now, the standard by which we're comparing ourselves is broadening. If you think about it, you compare yourself, when you're growing up, you compare yourself to your siblings, for example, right? And your achievements are only valuable if you compare them. Everything is relative, right? And as then you compare yourself to your peers, your classmates. You think about how your high school friends. Am I a doctor or am I a janitor? And it only matters because of the comparison. So it becomes, again, as I was saying, unhealthy, because the truth is that young people in particular, they have a lot of, the journey, as I spoke about earlier, is very difficult for them because they do have a lot of real pressures in their lives. They have financial uncertainty, for example.
Oh God.
They have you spoke about employment. There's a lot of economic uncertainty, worldwide uncertainty. The pressures that they face are real. The challenges that they have to encounter. And in those seasons of difficulty, social media is what they're comparing themselves to. That's a relative, comparison, the standard by which they're judging themselves, and that can really make the journey much more difficult. Because the goalpost of achievement is always moving. It's always moving. And that leads to all sorts of things like perfectionism, for example, right? So it can be a bit of a it's a journey made more difficult because of how easy it is to compare your life to so many other lives. The community which we're comparing with has just expanded, and is almost more conceptual than real in many cases. And so that's a big part of what young people are facing today.
And you know what? I think this is like a form of self-destruction. But how would you say people should actually level that field and actually not self-destruct, even when they are aware, of the situation that they're going through?
I think the first thing is being able to identify what's happening to you. So programs such as these are really incredibly transformative, or they contribute to transformation of people because it's about educating. So knowing, this conversation that we're having is helping people to see themselves and what's happening to them, so it's being able to identify what's happening to you first and foremost, the phenomenon that's overtaking you, as it were. Then being able to know what to do about it, I think this sort of this comparison that we're talking about leads to self-criticism, okay? And that can be very destructive almost to your humanity. And a lot of what I do in my job is teaching people to replace criticism, self-criticism with self-compassion, first and foremost.
Okay.
And self-compassion is about noticing that, first of all, that your struggle is real. You are,
literally,
right? So you almost have to acknowledge that you're struggling first, rather than in order to be able to move to the next level, and self-compassion is a big thing, is a big part of that. So if you think about compassion generally, in order for me to have compassion for you, Tiffany, I have to first acknowledge that you're going through something difficult, and if I think that what you're going through is that's nothing, then I'm going to criticize you, okay? And so acknowledging suffering is a big part of self-compassion, first and foremost. Then being able to turn to yourself with a sort of generosity of spirit, as it were, and understanding that, this is just my humanness at work. If I'm going through something difficult, I will feel this way. The sense of fear or sense of depression or inadequacy, it's an important part of my humanity more than my inadequacy.
But at the time, your mind is not registering that. That's the issue.
Right.
Or you can even identify it, but your mind is telling you not to come out of that rut. So it's like you're identifying that I am not well right now.
Absolutely. That's step one.
Right. But then there are sometimes, sometimes worse than some, So it's like sometimes you can, just easily within 24 hours just, get over that, whatever healthy coping mechanisms that you would apply. But then there are other times when the more you're trying to get over it, is the more your brain is telling you that no, like you are a failure. No, you're not accomplishing anything. Like, look, it's almost the middle of the year. Like, what have you done? So it's like, how do you really, when you're really trying to, like, one side of your brain is telling you, okay, you're experiencing an issue right now, let us try and get over it. But then the other side of your brain that is overpowering that other side is saying, no, you are really just not doing anything.
And no matter what self-compassion you apply to yourself,
it's just not working.
It's just not working.
What do we do?
It's crazy because the thing is, you understand what is going on. You've identified the issue.
So you've checked off. For those of us, you're speaking to those of us who have checked box 1.
Yes.
Okay. And box 2.
Yes. Box 2, you are now trying to apply the coping mechanisms to understand that this is just for now, and we can overcome this. But your mind is actually fighting against those coping mechanisms. So you're not seeing your way out. You're saying, okay, I'm doing 101 things and I'm not completing anything. And then you probably find one next thing because no, I'm thinking, maybe I have ADHD, maybe I have this, and you start questioning yourself, even though inherently all of these things are just noise.
What do we do?
But if you're asking me from a professional point
of view,
please. How do I help?
Yes.
How do I help my clients, right? So yes, the people that come to me are often those people who they may know better or they may not, but the point is that whatever strategies they're using is not getting them out of that rut.
Yes.
Okay? And so the major thing is to help people to almost be able to stand outside of themselves, and we use different and observe what's happening, okay, so that they can almost see the voice, that voice of criticism, as almost separate from themselves. All right. At the moment that they struggle, the voice is almost part of who they are. They can't separate the voice from themselves.
Yeah.
And so there are different mechanisms, mindfulness exercises, for example, that can almost help you to hear the voice as separate from who you are. Understand that your worth is not trapped in that voice per se, that self-critical voice, you know, and then being able to just allow the voice to chatter on almost without getting hooked and that's other skills as well, you know, without getting almost, how should I say, hijacked by that voice, you know. But again, it's about it's starting off with a process of identifying that voice of self-criticism as separate from who you are, you know. And there are different, as I said earlier, there are different ways to do that, you know. For some people, believe it or not, for some people, prayer does that, you know.
Yeah.
I've said to people who are faith-based, for example, and I think a number of your listeners probably are.
Yes.
You know, when you're praying, just ask God to help you understand the voice as separate from who you are. Ask God to help you be compassionate with that self-critical part of you almost, you know. So it's helping you to compartmentalize the different parts of your experience, as the voice is one thing, but who I am is another thing, my value is another thing almost.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to go for a break.
Those are some of the comparisons.
We're going to come back. We're here with Tiffany, we're here with Miss Wynter. We're going to go for a break.
Please.
All right, we're here with Sonia, all right? We're going to go for a break because I have a lot of questions, all right? And Tiffany also have a lot of questions. Jerome may have a lot of questions. We all have a lot of questions. So we have an hour to, you know, get it all done. And if you guys have, you know, any questions, you know the drill. You can tweet using a hashtag or just comment on the YouTube, or you can also call us 876-630-9371 to 876-618-6730.
In life's most difficult moments, you deserve care you can trust and service that honors your loved one's legacy. At Lee Mason Funeral Home, we are committed to guiding you with every step of the way. From personalized arrangements to dignified farewells, we ensure every detail reflects love and remembrance. Visit our office and showroom at 163 Constant Spring Road or call us at 876-865-9771. Lee Mason Funeral Home. Service with dignity.
Morning after morning, you've made Nationwide 90 FM part of your routine. So let's take this connection one step closer. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club and be part of it officially on Patreon.
Family, amazing family.
All right, so here are some signs that you're being too hard on yourself. Welcome back to the show. We're talking about, am I failing or am I being too hard on myself? I have Sonia, Wynter, and Tiffany here with me. And here are some signs. And Sonia, you can tell me if these are incorrect, okay? So, sometimes people don't even realize that they're being too hard on themselves because the behavior becomes normalized. Constant self-criticism, unrealistic expectations, and never really feeling satisfied can slowly become part of your everyday life. So the first one is you're constantly comparing yourself to others, right? So you measure your progress against everybody else's timeline and achievements, making yourself feel even way behind when you're doing okay. Yes, okay. The second one is you struggle to celebrate your wins. Even after accomplishing something, your focus immediately shifts to what you haven't achieved yet. I don't want to lose my point. So I am big on celebrating me. Like if me even buy one sweetie today, I'm gonna celebrate me. But I've realized recently, I've been doing a lot of firsts. Like there are a lot of good things that's been happening, but I've realized my brain isn't clicking that you should be happy for this moment. What is that?
That sounds like there's something called an arrival. I'm trying to remember what it is, but where your success is only based on the next thing that you're doing. It's almost like you're telling yourself, what have I done for me lately? Yes. Right? So your success is only tied to the next thing that you've done, right? And that's part of the perfectionism, that's part of the self-criticism, that's part of the just constant comparison and chasing almost, right? And again, when that becomes difficult is when you're starting to burn out, The thing about celebrating is that you have to stop and pause and reflect almost, right? You have to get off the treadmill a little bit to celebrate, right? And that almost gives you, think of it as the metaphor of catching your breath, is what you achieve by the celebration, and that bolsters you. You know what it's like? It's like you're on a marathon and you stop to take a glass of water, right? It helps you to keep going versus always going on. So you're staring down the barrel of burnout when you keep doing that. You know what I mean? And I guess that's something to be careful with.
Okay, Kareem.
I will say I'm glad that you're noticing it. Yeah. Acknowledgement is, as we said earlier, step one.
Yeah. Right. So another sign that you're being too hard on yourself, you feel guilty when you're resting. Relaxing starts to feel lazy instead of necessary, and you feel pressure to always be productive. My co-host for my day show, she used to say to me, why you feel like say you have to do 10 things at once, and you're also the same way, Tiff. It's that my brain tells me if I'm not do a whole heap of things, then I'm not do nothing.
Always on the go.
You're always on the go, but we can't help it.
It's like
try.
The moment you are sitting there and you don't have anything to do, or let me not even say anything to do, you don't have anything to do right now.
Yeah.
And your mind just start, no, you have to do something. It's like you're being trapped in your head, telling you, go find something to do. You're being non-productive, you procrastinate because you have things to do, or go find something to do that will contribute to this thing that you're going after next. That's how my brain works.
Awesome.
You know what? Does this metaphor help you at all? That sounds like, that metaphor that we talk about, but we don't take it to its limit. The carrot and the stick metaphor, right? Let me put it in a story for you. There are two ways that you can get a donkey to the market, right? You can beat the donkey and it'll probably move along, and it might get to the market, right? If you beat it with a stick. But if it does get to the market, it's going to be a bruised up, battered up. It's going to have one of the foot broke, the eye go swell and bust. It's going to be it's going to be a mash up donkey going to reach to the market. If it gets there. Okay,
if it gets there,
right? You could break a leg or two before, and it doesn't get there, right? But if you use a stick, carrot, where it goes along and there's a carrot, it can celebrate by eating a carrot. The donkey's definitely gonna get to market, and they say when that donkey gets to market, it will have perfect night vision. Okay, And it's, if you can think of yourself as that, right? There are different ways to get you out of your head, Tiffany, right? That things like journaling, for example, right, helps you to get those thoughts out of your head and down on paper, so that you can say, okay, that's my carrot and stick at work here. My mind just wants me to perform really well, but I am in charge here. That's what you want to be able to do, be able to say, I am in charge here, okay? And I'm the one who's gonna celebrate, and whatever mechanism you do that, because it is an important part of my success. Yeah. It's an important part of getting me to the market, as it were,
I forgot to start learning how to eat
right?
carrots.
Versus the constant going is gonna break me.
Why do you think that successful people think that they're failing? Like, what's the method to that? Because, and I would always say, well, my thinking of it is because sometimes we don't see our light and we don't see our greatness. Like other people may say, you're doing so well. You've said that earlier too, like, you're doing so well, and in my mind is, I don't even know. So what's the method to that, and how can we unthink that? Like, that's something that I would like to unlearn.
The thing about successful people is that, well, they're usually quite driven individuals, and in today's world, we're talking about social media a lot. Their lives are often visible to many. Yes. So there's that added pressure, and then also, as we mentioned, things like resting, things like relaxing, and certainly things like admitting that you're struggling is seen as a sign of weakness.
Yes, and we don't want that at all.
Right. So admitting that in any way, that kind of vulnerability, there's a fear that can subject them to judgment or rejection, or perhaps a sense of being you're not all that you seem to be. You're cracked up to be, or you're really incompetent. Beneath it all, you're really incompetent. Okay, and there's a huge fear of that. Those kind of judgments being leveled at them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so if they are struggling, and most times they are, it's not easy to be on top of many different things at the same time. So if they're struggling, number one, they keep going, and number two, they're silent about their struggle. And that silence means that they don't get the support they need, whether it be rest, whether it be professional help, maybe whether it's delegating better. That silence prevents help. That silence prevents confronting the things that could undermine your success, certainly will undermine your mental health over time.
And I want, because earlier you were mentioning the telltale signs, and those are some of the things I want you to touch back on for the listeners to hear, because I think it's really important. I mean, not only from a self or a personal perspective, but also being out there and in the field and seeing it, because acknowledging it, yes. Acting on it, or actively seeing the signs that say, hey, yes, this is where you draw the line, is where a lot of people fall on. So I want you to tell us some of those telltale signs.
Sure. Some of the telltale signs, first of all, is burnout. And burnout is where you're so exhausted and resting doesn't revitalize you. Okay? I spoke earlier about interrupted sleep, and you wake up at all, your sleep patterns change dramatically, and it's not as a result of a disease, okay, or physiological change in your body. It's about stress. And so you wake up and you're having these racing thoughts all the time. You're starting to notice also a procrastination sometimes. Some people suffer from that. You're not as motivated. You can't find pleasure in certain things that used to bring you joy and satisfaction and fulfillment. You're not having that anymore. It's just not doing it for you anymore. You're starting to notice also things like anxiety coming in. You're anxious about things. You're anxious about meeting deadlines, for example. It's getting to depression as well. And then ultimately, the the final frontier is where you start wanting not to be here. You're having, and that's what we call passive suicidal thoughts, right? Where, you know, you wake up and you're like, why did I wake up today?
Yeah.
You know, or you're driving along and you have thoughts of, you know, if I just let go of the wheel, my problems would be solved. Or if I turned into the traffic, you know. So you're starting to have thoughts of, I don't want to be here. Those are some signs that you really should get professional help.
I was just about to ask, you know, at what point, other than the I don't want to be here, at what point is it okay, it's no longer speaking to your friends or venting to your friends, but now you need to go and see a therapist, other than the suicidal thoughts, obviously.
Right, sure. I often, I put it in to 3 domains. One, you're noticing your performance, whether you're in school or at work. You're noticing that there's a dramatic change. Okay, so we talked about motivation. You're missing deadlines. You're not performing the same way that you used to. No, that's number one. So your livelihood, your experience, day-to-day experience, you're noticing a dramatic change in that. Okay, then you're noticing a change in your relationships. So you're isolating more. You're more irritable with people that you love. You're falling out. So, you know, relationships are just at work, at home, with your partner, with your family, with friends. They're just not going well. Okay, that's another sign as well. And then ultimately your physical self. You know, you're noticing you're eating differently. Okay, you're overeating or you're undereating. Okay, so such that you're either gaining weight or losing weight in a dramatic way. Other physical signs would be, I mentioned the sleep, also, and then concentration. All of that, your body's how your body's functioning is changing as well. And then finally, self-care. And self-care is don't want to get out of bed. You don't care about how you look.
The appearance,
You don't care. You've gone 4 or 5 or 2 weeks and you haven't washed your hair, or you know, you're noticing how you're taking care of yourself is also slipping as well. Those are some signs before suicidal thoughts that you want to act on.
I want to go back to a point of when I asked DJ Jerome about, you know, where we're at mentally on the percentage scale, and if it is that he's, you know, spoken to anybody, you know, like vent, talk to a friend. I think Tiffany alluded to something sometimes of just keeping her thoughts to herself as well. I know for me, in my earlier stint of going to therapy, I remember saying to my therapist at the time, for me, I just don't like to talk. I don't like to feel burdensome. I prefer to just deal with it on my own. Because, and yes, all other things of it can be used against you, etc., all that. But for me, it's more so of I just don't think you'd understand. That's number one. I don't also want to burden you with my problems, because if I'm going through something, that means that you are going through something, and then I don't know where you're at mentally. I'm gonna want to unload, you know, all of my things to you. So I prefer to just remain quiet and just work through it myself. Let us touch on how important it is to actually speak out our feelings. Tiffany, what's your problem with that? Let's start from you first, and then Sonia can tell us what we should do.
So I love to think that I'm a practical person.
Okay.
Yes? And as you said, if I'm going to tell you about the issue and it cannot be fixed, or you know, I cannot find a resolve through talking to you, then it don't make no sense. But I am a chatterbox.
Okay.
So all of my friends, them know when me have a bad day.
Love that.
Them know exactly what happened, and so through them, you know, I found that safe space. So big up my friend them really bring me through a lot of these phases. And so one of my friends, she was on here today, Nia.
Okay.
Hi, Nia. She told me, she used this phrase one time. She said, "Girl, give yourself some grace." And you know, sometimes that is what I use, because me telling myself, say, girl, you know, you have done this in no work.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just remembering what they've said and, you know, acknowledging that these are people that are here for me, they're my backbone, is what actually brings me through it. So while in most cases I will sit and, you know, try to figure out how I'm going to fix this problem, like me have to really hit like a roadblock completely. Forgot to them and say, hey, I this going today, you know. Me don't know how this is going to go, but I'm going until I say, all right, let's go back to drawing board.
Yes.
So it is important in finding that support system, because you will have people who love you but don't know how to give you that support. One, because you are that support for them.
You're the strong friend. And I've always said it, like, I am the strong friend. I am that person. I'm the soundboard. Like, I was a fair come to me, but then sometimes I don't mind talking about things. But as you've said, like, it really have to get to a point where I'm just like, oh no man, like, me really and truly, like, I forgot, you know, like, vent my frustrations. But for me, it's more so of a, I don't want to be a bother. It's more so of a, I know that you must have things happening in your life. I don't want to come and I talk to you about all it, and then I don't know if it's going to be a trigger to you.
And what you're feeling.
See we are now. So Sonia, talk to her now.
Well, first I want to normalize that.
Okay.
That you are socialized. You're swimming in a pond where that's what men do, right? Men, they bear it. That's a big part of the identity of men, right? Jamaican men the world over. Okay, that a big part of your identity is carrying things and dealing with it, sucking it up, kind of a thing, right?
Don't do it.
Yeah. So that's normal, you know. They can often see themselves as being the one to be the support for their family, their community, whatever. Okay, so you can't, and they have this idea, you can't be the support or the cornerstone and also be depending on others as well, you know. Not to mention, men also a lot of times they don't have a language. They're not in touch with what's really going on with them. You know, they have remarkable skills of compartmentalizing, and remarkable skills of suppressing.
Yes.
So much so that they are almost invisible to them. You know, and it doesn't mean they're banished and they're gone away. Their emotions are still operating. They're just below the surface, but they're not in touch with them. You know, so I just want to normalize that. That's how it is. You know.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't need to reiterate what Tiffany just shared. You know, that sense of connection at the same time that you can gain from sharing what you're going through. A lot of times, you know, sharing what you're going through with somebody else, you don't necessarily need a solution from them, you know. But just being able to be able to admit to yourself, I am having a hard time, and hear someone else say, that sounds really rough for me. Right?
But the thing is, you know, nowadays, the reality, Karim, is when I go out there and if I'm talking to somebody and I'm sharing that, hey, I'm having this rough patch, the amount of people where I go through the same thing, and
oh yes,
it's like,
very
are
often.
we living the same life?
Oh yes, a lot of us are going through it.
Right.
Life is hard.
Do you see how that's the opposite of the comparison and inadequacy that we're talking about, right? When if I can share with you and someone else can say, I see that. And if I was going through that too, man, I would feel messed up too, kind of a thing. That sense of connection is almost like the antidote, as it were, to the self-comparison and the sense of inadequacy. You don't feel so isolated and alone anymore just by sharing. But it's important that who you share with is safe, who has your best interest at heart, who doesn't feel the need to immediately advise you of something necessarily.
Just listen.
Just to hold space for you.
Just listen.
Right.
Sometimes.
My friends are that.
Yeah.
I appreciate them. Yeah.
I love that. I kind of want to, go back to, am I really failing at life? Because how do we genuinely know, hey, I need to get my ducks in a row, I need to really push myself harder, versus when you need to just slow down and protect your mental health. Like, this is just you overthinking, your self-sabotaging, this is imposter syndrome, versus you're really just not doing enough. How do we really identify that?
All right, let me tell you. So this, I think I've zeroed in on where I was going with that, and death is one of those things that caused me to realize that I was on the wrong trajectory. So me recognize is like, it has put me on that path to, as you said, not to compare myself with others, but also know that this is my pace, and I have to accept that this is my pace. You see, it's just so sad that it took that extreme level of thinking for me to understand that. But it has made me realize that, you see, when you're gone, you know, nobody will remember that this is where you were. So the journey is just for you and yourself, and to pace yourself to where you're going. Do not self-destruct, because that is, if you're comparing yourself and saying, okay, I'm not at that stage where this person is or that person is, or then you're going to just keep running and running. And though I know this, I keep running and running, right?
So I know all the things, but I just don't apply them to my life.
Exactly,
like, it's crazy.
Exactly. So once you are there and you acknowledge and accept that, it is okay if you feel some kind of way in the moment, because sometimes I do really feel like I'm not getting it. I'm not getting anything at all right, but there are so many other persons out there who are saying yes. And that little, pat on the back, if I may put it so, is what reminds me that maybe you're doing just okay for now, so just keep on that path.
Yeah. Sonia?
I guess if you think of sort of like an encouraging parent or guardian, right? Hopefully, many of us have benefited from that mentor figure who has said, you're gonna get this right. You're having a tough time. You failed this time around. Let's give it another chance, kind of a thing. Give yourself another shot at it, almost. And that kind of sense of encouragement in the face of perhaps failure or inadequacy is something that can be quite soul sustaining, as it were. And a lot of times it's important to teach people to provide that for themselves sometimes. Talking to yourself as you would a good friend. You spoke about your friends, Tiffany, being able to say, something, okay, this one you didn't catch this one, but you know what, you're an organic growing person. Let's give it another shot, another day, almost. Versus you're just not doing enough. Being able to replace those voices, or to replace those voices with, you know what, you're a growing human, you're a work in progress.
Yes.
Okay. And if you failed at this one, let's try it again next time.
There's a book that I have, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's eluded me, and I don't know why. And I really try to read the same 4 or 5 books every single year, by the way. But there's this particular book that, as you both were speaking, it said something about, oh my God, I think it was the 4 Agreements. I really think it is.
That's a good read.
Being impeccable with your word. And it was basically, talking about the way how we speak positivity into our friends and into our loved ones, and we're always just hyping them up, and we're telling them all of these great things and how great they are. We need to start doing that to ourselves as well, because if we pay attention to the things that we're telling ourselves, we wouldn't tell that to somebody that we love. We would tell that to our parents. We would tell that to our friends. We would tell that to our partners, right? And I think that was something that I started to reapply. Because, oftentimes when you really listen to the things that you tell yourself or you say to yourself, you're just like, hello, but more than never tell my friend him that.
Exactly. And then the second half, because I've read the 4
I
Agreements.
love it.
It's amazing.
I'm going to restart.
And that point stood out to me as well, because being impeccable with your word doesn't only speak about saying the good things to people, but about the negative things that you tell yourself. Because when you tell yourself those negative things, they're manifesting.
Start to believe it, man.
Yeah,
you start to attract it.
Man, I'm telling you.
I love that book. Go and get that book. We're gonna go for a break, but as Tiff touched on pace, I just want to read something about the importance of pace, because in a world that constantly tells people to move faster, to achieve more, and keep up with everybody else, slowing down can almost feel wrong. But pace is extremely important for mental health, because constantly rushing through life, overworking yourself, and filling your mind with negativity can leave a person emotionally exhausted and mentally overwhelmed. Not every season of life is meant to move at the same speed, and sometimes slowing down is necessary for clarity, for healing, growth, and peace of mind. When people constantly feed themselves negative thoughts like I'm behind, I'm failing, or I'm not good enough, those thoughts slowly start shaping how they see themselves and their future. Over time, that mindset can increase anxiety, stress, low self-esteem, and hopelessness. Slowing down allows people to breathe, to reflect, process emotions properly, and focus on progress instead of pressure. It also helps people appreciate how far they've come instead of constantly obsessing over where they think they should be. Sometimes the healthiest thing that a person can do is to stop racing everybody else's timeline and focus on protecting their peace mentally while continuing to move forward at a pace that is healthy and sustainable for them. And take a break. It's Bwoyatingz After Dark.
That's a hit.
Don't wait for the symptoms start show. HIV test free. Make sure you know. Me take me test. Me get the news. Me take my meds. Me can't lose. Family there, support there too. We strong, we bold life, I live right through. Live bold test early. Test for HIV. No, it's not a smooth surely. Me take me test. Me get the news. Me take my meds. Me can't lose. Free testing is available at health centers island-wide.
A message by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Still looking for a career opportunity in security? Join us at Quest Security Services Job Fair at Harmony Beach Park in Montego Bay this Saturday, May 16, and again on Saturday, May 30 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Bring your valid ID, TRN, resume, recommendations, and clean police record. Take the next step toward a career in security with Quest Security Services, May 16 and May 30, Harmony Beach Park, Montego Bay. Quest Security Services, Total Protection Group.
Power in great moments. If you have financial needs, Chris and Charles will fix them for you. Power in great moments since 1992. Oh, we have it all. Power in great moments. Relax, you got Chris and Charles. Oh, we have it all. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Welcome back to Bwoyatingz After Dark. We're in the final half an hour of the show. I can't believe it. Still here with Tiffany, still here with Sonia. And we're talking about, am I actually failing, or am I being too hard on myself? I see Majestic Gabby Fee says, yep, I love that book. The Mastery of Love is also another one to read. Miquel says the line between genuine struggle and self-criticism is blurry. Sometimes what feels like failure is just the gap between our high expectations and reality.
Good one.
That's so true. Yeah. I was actually saying during the break that for me, I'm good at identifying my triggers. I know when I'm being triggered for something. I know when I may be having a relapse into depression. I know, what is the reason for this. I know all these things, right? I know what my healthy coping mechanisms are. I can identify them. They work. Like journaling, I used to journal a lot. Like doing my daily devotions, I do those every single morning. Like them, they help me personally. And so many more, things that can be applied. But then sometimes, to go back to the point that we made earlier, sometimes, especially this moment that I'm in, like this moment, I know what to do, but it's like my brain doesn't want to do them. I know journaling, I know reading, I think from the year started, this is the longest I've been without even doing my devotions. A week and a half, 2 weeks. It's never happened before. I know what to do, and I know, okay, this is what we're going to be doing because this helped the 500 other times before. I can identify the day I was, perhaps relapsing, and what triggered that. But for some strange reason, I'm just not getting out of the slum. Or my brain isn't telling me to actively get out of the slum. If it weren't for coming here every day to work, I'm not ask Christ, man. And I must thank God for that, because this is perhaps in this season, in this moment, the only thing that's really keeping me sane. So I might have to restart therapy because I'm now realizing, self-destructing is very close. And me not go down that road at all.
Listen, you see, earlier before I came inside the studio, my ear to DJ say, it's like you say, the way you value yourself, it's like you're not going to allow yourself to do so. And that's so me think, listen, if me have to think twice about my self-confidence or how I look, it's not happening. It's not happening. But, interestingly though, I have to ask, what if your coping mechanisms are some of those things that are not good?
So the unhealthy coping mechanisms. All right, Sonia, come talk about that. Because I've slipped into those too last week, and I was so disappointed in myself. So what do we do at this juncture where both of us, may be at, and other people listening or watching?
Oh, okay, that's a tough one. Let me tackle the easier one. Unhealthy coping mechanisms. It's important to know that they're happening. So identification is a big thing, right?
Okay.
So what are unhealthy coping mechanisms? Abusing substances, for example, and that includes food, drink, and all the other long list. Okay, when that's what your go-to is now, kind of like to what's that phrase we want to take the edge off quite often, right? So that's one thing, right? And some of the things you also mentioned are unhealthy coping mechanisms, such as isolating yourself. I think when we were off in the break a while ago, isolating yourself, you don't want to talk to anybody. That's a coping mechanism, you know what I mean? The procrastination, we listed all of those, all right? So it's important to, avoidance is another one, okay? Avoiding some of the challenges, right? So noticing them, step one. Let's check that box, okay? Number one, right? And then when all of the healthy ones that you haven't worked, okay? Sometimes it's important to think about, you said earlier, what triggered it, sometimes it is what has triggered it. Let's take Tiffany, for example, what triggered her emotional roller coaster was the loss of her niece. sometimes you have to go through those emotions. You know, there's no fixing them. Things like grief, for example. I often say grief is like a lake. You have to go straight across it. There's no going around it. And it's those emotions, the shock, all of those feelings. It's really just teaching yourself and having ways of allowing those emotions to be in you, because they are representative. They're a outcome or a product of the experience, the really profound experience that you're having, you know. And so healthy coping is gaining the ability to go through that roller coaster ride of emotions, you know. You spoke about knowing what your trigger is, you know, knowing what got you there. It's perhaps confronting that. You know, is there something to be done about the trigger? Has something changed in your life that has set you on this roller coaster, as it were, you know? Because the emotions that you're feeling are not always the thing that you have to fix. You know, the anxiety or the depression is not necessarily the things that you have to cope with or reduce, put it that way. Sometimes it's what triggered it that you may need support to look at. You know what I mean? Let me pick something out of is it unemployment? Is it your job is threatened? What is the trigger itself? And sometimes what you need is help to examine the trigger and address the trigger versus the roller coaster of emotions that you're on. Sometimes that's what it is that can help, you know. Sometimes it's confronting the trigger also and recognizing there's nothing to be done about it as well. You know?
As an overthinker, that is so hard.
Right? Yeah.
That is so hard. Like, as somebody that overthinks and overanalyze, you know, when you're in that predicament, when you're in that, you know, season of uncertainty, because, you know, I do suffer from anxiety and depression, which is just crazy to me. But anyways, so it's like, you know, oftentimes when uncertainty hits, your mind is never settled because you can't fix it.
Right.
It's not a fixable thing because, you know, it's external factors, and you're just like, okay, so what am I going to do? Sink or swim? So you're in survival mode all the time, and then it gets draining because you're literally swimming every single day, and then that's where I'm at now at the 5% because you're like...
You're swimming in the emotions.
You're right. Yeah. So it's very hard.
And so the skill to learn then is being able to say, look, these are the things... You know that phrase, what's that Serenity poem? Help me to know the things that I can do something about and be able to allow the things that I can't do anything about, right? Yeah. And so there's some things you can address. There's some things you can do something about. But sometimes because you're in this roller coaster, you're swimming in these emotions, you're prevented from addressing them, you know? And so, you know, a professional can help you to say, okay, we need to tackle this that's happening in your life, you know, the triggers. Then there are other things, as you said earlier, that you cannot address, right? But it doesn't mean that the roller coaster that comes from that those things are triggering is not going to happen too. You're still going to have to go through those emotions, even though you cannot fix the situation that's triggering it, okay? And so there are skills that someone can help you to allow you to ride the roller coaster of emotions, as it were. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when we want to get rid of how we're feeling, when we want to banish the anxiety, our efforts to do so exacerbate the anxiety, as it were. Okay? And so it would be helping you to, a professional could perhaps help you to experience the anxiety, because the anxiety, as I said earlier, is a product of what you're going through. You can't change what you're going through, so you can't necessarily change the anxiety as well, or the depression. Does that make sense? Sometimes as human beings, we react to circumstances that we're going through with anxiety, and that's natural and healthy. And what becomes the challenge, or what makes it more difficult for us, is that we become anxious about the anxiety, and that's what's making it mushroom. Does that metaphor help you
Yes,
at all,
yes,
right? And
yes.
so the professional can perhaps help you to just be, just be in the, well, there's no just, I often say. The professional can help you to exist in that, with that anxiety, live with it, and whilst you're focusing on, here's what I can fix, here's what I can't fix. You know, you're not attending to the anxiety per se. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So a lot of times what you start out doing is having coping skills to bring down the depression, to bring down the anxiety, you know, and then you get to another place where sometimes you have to experience it, and you can experience those things, believe it or not, with peace.
But
Nice.
I know you said this was hard, but I think I'm going to ask a harder question now, because being able to identify the trigger is one, but what if you are not able to identify a trigger? What if you really don't have a trigger? Because I know it's like you're talking and a lot of things are unfolding in front of me, because people literally have, you know, streaks where they'll just go bizarre and they don't, or they cannot identify their triggers. So how do you as a professional help, and is this something, you know, that is inherent, you know, because there is no way you can be 100 today and by 6 o'clock later, you know, you're just at 0.
Well, not being able to identify your triggers and you are being, whilst you're being triggered in an ongoing way, means that you need professional help for sure, okay? If you can't identify them, you'll never be able to transform your life, okay? So the professional, I mean, I'm hate to be sound as if I'm marketing for professionals, but the professional would be able to help you, and that's to identify your triggers, and they'll, you know, do that in a number of different ways. Perhaps it's through a formal assessment, perhaps it's just taking a history, you know, that they're able to identify patterns in your life, you know. And sometimes it is things that is happening in your life now, you know, it's an experience you're going through now. Sometimes it's you've gone through a trauma in the past, right? And that trauma is affecting you now as well, okay? And it's a historical event that is triggering you in the present as well. And a professional could help you to identify that as well, you know? So if it's about identifying triggers and you're not able to, then a professional can certainly help you through different mechanisms to do that.
Oh, trust me. Trust and believe. I was saying that to a friend of mine sometimes last year. You know, he was thinking about going to therapy, and I was saying to him, you know, he was thinking about doing it, but then he was just like, I don't really believe in therapists. And I was like, bro, let me tell you something. I think therapy back then saved my life. There are maybe a handful of moments in my life that really knocked me down to rock bottom, right? Was when I lost my job in 2019, when I lost my father in 2022, and then 3-4 months after my friend was murdered. So, you know, like those are moments that without help, without professional help, what could I do as a man? So I would always tell people, God, therapy. Like, trust and believe me. You know, so, you know, if you guys can, please go ahead and do so. But just to wrap, if there anybody listening, Tiff, I'll start with you. Somebody says, most times I don't know my trigger, it just hits me out of nowhere. I probably need help. Yeah, Tavi Ray. Yeah, man, if you can. For those that are listening or watching, and they may be thinking, boy, you know, to go back to the topic and the question of the night, you know, am I failing at life, or I am just being too hard on myself? What's the last bit of advice you would give to them?
Last bit of advice. You are your own competition. You move at your pace, and you determine where you're going, because as a lot of Jamaicans always say, when you're dead, nobody now go. Remember, it's just the life that you lived. So live for you. You know, your standard is very high, or you know, you're looking for yourself to be at a certain in a certain arena or at a certain standard. You take your time until you get there, it is your journey, so own that journey and take the time to enjoy the journey as well.
Yeah.
Everybody else, as me did say earlier, everything else is just noise. And sometimes we're not, even though we are able to identify that it's noise and still, keep pushing, keep saying, oh, we are not getting there, you're getting there. You may not see it, but somebody sees it. You get me? You might put a timeline on where you want to achieve things, how you want to achieve things, and when you stick to that, because your way is not the way others will do it, but it is what you are about and what suits you, so stick to that path.
Yeah. Sonia?
Okay, I guess I want to say to that person, you're not failing simply because your life feels heavy. To struggle doesn't mean that you're broken or that you're weak or that you're behind necessarily. And, we've been talking about our mind, and sometimes the mind can be so burdened by pressure and self-judgment that we can forget that we are human beings. We're humans. So I encourage the listeners, those who feel like they're struggling, to really be gentle with yourself. Pause, ask yourself, do you need criticism right now, or do you need compassion? Healing begins when we start measuring our worth solely by how productive we are. Start remembering that your value exists even when you are struggling. You deserve support, you deserve rest, and you deserve an opportunity to begin again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Powerful. Can both of you just tell people what services do you offer, where them can find it up on social media? Tiff, you can go.
So my name is Tiffany Price. You can find me tiffany.priceja on Instagram, or you can always visit my business page, Pricey Writings and Communication. So
Pricey
MC, MC services. And you like that little wordplay with my name, right? Don't focus on the pricey, guys. I'm actually
it's right, not pricey, but the answer. I'm
actually really reasonable. So MC services, whether birthdays, weddings, corporate meetings, all of that. So once you go to any of my pages, you should be able to see all that is there about Tiffany. What you see is what you get.
Yeah, love it. Sonia?
Okay, I'm Sonia Wynter, and I'm part of a team at Tea House Therapy.
Okay.
Find us on Instagram. It's Tea House, TEA, like what you drink. Tea House Therapy. We're also at teahouse.therapy.com. We have a website, and you can sign up. You can get more information about our services, and you can sign up there. And I lead a really wonderful and compassionate group of human beings who I'm really proud to be associated with. So
I'm happy to
follow
hear
us.
that.
I shall be going up. I'm not asking you. I will be on the website for sure. But I want to say, as I end my show every single week with, the same words, but tonight, just put a little spin on it. I just want to say that, everybody's timing is different. One of the biggest things people need to remember is that our timing in life is different. And, sometimes, some people may reach certain milestones earlier, while others may take just a little more time to figure out themselves, build stability, heal or grow or find their path. And that does not mean that you're failing. The problem is, sometimes social media has made people, feel like success has an expiration date. Like, if you don't make it by a certain age, you're behind in life. But real life doesn't work on one universal timeline. And that's why comparison can be so dangerous mentally, because comparison truly is a thief of joy. The moment you start measuring your journey against, anybody else's highlight reel, you stop appreciating your own growth and progress. So instead of focusing on how far you've come, you only focus on where you think you should be, and that pressure can leave you feeling anxious and discouraged and emotionally drained. So the truth is, success looks different for everyone. Some people bloom early, others bloom later. Some people take longer because they're carrying struggles nobody else can see. What matters most is continuing to work on yourself, staying consistent, learning from your setbacks, and not giving up on your goals. Now, as long as you keep trying, growing, and pushing forward, success can find you in your own time. Yeah, stand. I'm going to say things and all these things. I just want to say thank you to my entire team. Thank you to DJ Jerome. Thank you to my two lovely guests. Thank you to my technical operator, Bugs, the girl them Spogs. Thank you to my producer, Cody and Jack. So remember, tonight's episode was proudly sponsored by SuperMed family of pharmacies, where it's always super happy, super healthy, super med. Remember, they have 6 locations across Eastern Jamaica, and the aim of the group of pharmacies is to provide patrons with first-class facilities. They also do retail sale of pharmaceutical and medical goods, decor items, cosmetics, toiletries, etc. Now, their main location is Huenden Pharmacy, where they offer remittance and also bill payment services. Now, emphasis is also placed on providing customers with wide choices at reasonable prices, of course, in aesthetically pleasing surroundings. Discounts are also provided for the elderly and also other special need groups. They also offer blood pressure checks and all these things, if it is that you want it. So once again, it's super happy, super healthy, super med. Remember, continue going, continue pushing. There's light at the end of the tunnel. You're great, you have a purpose, and you have things from Korean Bwoyatingz. Until next week, Wednesday, this is Bwoyatingz After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Love yours. Love yours. No such thing. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing. Heart beating fast.